All right, everybody, you are with us, and us being in myself and Cheese. We are here, special layout, special show, Lights Out Sports Podcast as always, but we are doing it on the All Star Game Watch Along, buddy. I got a bunch of stuff to say about this game in the first half and what we can look forward to in the second half. Cheese, what are you looking forward to as far as the All Star Game proceedings go once they actually get this thing going?
Just seeing certain hitters versus certain pitchers, just the matchups. That's always the fun thing for me. Is just you can't watch, even if you cover baseball for a living, you can't watch every game, everything. You can watch highlights, so we get to see all these great hitters face these great pitchers.
All right, we're going to change the background to that one, a little bit of a different one than we don't usually do. It's a special show, so we're going to do a different background for us here. You can see the All Star Game logo. Ricky Logan did all this for us. We certainly appreciate it. And then all kinds of different stuff that we will be looking at as it goes along tonight. I've got so many pictures, so many things to put up here on the screen as we go along in these next few hours. That I couldn't even put them all up here. StreamYard wouldn't let me. I've got so much stuff going on up here. So let's do a couple of these things. So first of all, Cheese, it's in Philadelphia, so the American League will bat first. Let's look at the AL starting lineup here. Let's go there. I know it's cut off a little bit, but I'm not going to worry about it. You can still see the names and stuff on it. So it's Trout, Alvarez, Langoliers, Caminero, Bobby Witt Jr., then Cody Bellinger, Rice from the Yankees, Riley Green, Clement from the Blue Jays, and then Dylan Cease is the starting pitcher. This might be the worst lineup ever. I think a 4-year-old made this lineup out. Cheese, do you like this lineup or not?
No. It's terrible. Shea Langoliers hitting third. He's having a great year. He's a very good hitting catcher. But no, why is Bobby Witt hitting fifth?
Yes.
2 spots behind Langoliers.
My big question. Okay, so in my view, when you put a lineup together, Cheese, your fastest guy needs to be in the number 2 hole. At least for me. That keeps you out of the double play, right? Or at least makes it harder for you to get into a double play. And they have Yordan Alvarez, which may be this fantastic hitter, not a good runner. Why is he hitting second?
Yeah, if you wanted him to hit in the first inning, you hit him third. But probably he should be clean up. I would probably have gone Trout. I have no problem with that. Then Bobby Witt Jr., then Alvarez, Caminero. I would have put Langoliers probably where Riley Green is and moved Ben Rice up. But that's just me. I mean, Clement, needs to be ninth. But
I don't have a problem.
I see Langoliers third. It just makes no sense. Bobby Witt fifth. Bobby Witt's one of the best players, one of the best hitters in the game. Like, why is he not hitting in the first inning?
And of course, we're already getting a ton of people on board with us here as we do our Lights Out Sports Podcast All-Star Edition here, as we're going to do the watch along right alongside all of you. I know, depending on which view you're looking at, sometimes the pictures don't pop up exactly right, but you guys can see the majority of it, so we will just kind of go from there. And of course, you guys can be with us as you leave comments and talk about what we're talking about, and that's going to be great. So the other thing that we probably need to do here, let's take this off and go, come on. And go back to where we were. I'm going to have to do that every time. Okay, got it. So I also want to look at the starting pitcher for the National League, who will be facing the American League here. I'm going to get those stats up. So it's going to be, of course, Christopher Sanchez. Let me give you the stats, Cheese, and then we can talk about if we like this selection, don't like this selection, because they're still farting around with flags and people trying to sing, and look at the nails.
Well, they're doing some patriotic stuff, like Philadelphia 70-76. Obviously, we can't hear. They're singing probably the national anthem, Patti LaBelle, looks like. So, yeah, I mean, that kind of stuff I get. But
yeah, but this I guess it's just I've been watching this pregame for like an hour and a half. I'm ready for this game to start.
If you say it starts at 7, why is it 7 till start at 7? First pitch at 7:01. Like that's what they need to do.
Yeah.
So
that's just my opinion on it.
Sorry,
let me give you
8:01 Eastern. Yeah, I'm in Central Time, so that's why. Yeah. But even so, if this game doesn't start till 8:30 Eastern, won't end till 11:30. A lot of people need to go to bed before they work in the morning. So it's like, why are we not starting it earlier? We should. Yeah. First pitch should be right at 8:01.
Yeah, I've got to work tonight, so
Mike's got to work tonight.
Right, I got to get there. So let's look at Christopher Sanchez and his stats this season. So he's got an 11-4 record. He has pitched 127 and a third inning with a 2.62 ERA. He has one complete game. Great walk to strikeout ratio, 25 to 144. He's had 14 quality starts, and his WAR, wins above replacement, is 4.0. So I know we talked last week about how neither one of us wanted Christopher Sanchez to be the starter, even though we thought maybe he would get it just simply based on where it was being played. What do you think of the decision, and what do you think of Christopher Sanchez himself?
A month ago, I would have said fine. He just hasn't been as effective. He's like a ground ball machine, but he was dominating for a while, really till July, till like mid-June. But I really think that, yeah, there are two factors. One, you said it. Philadelphia, he plays for the Phillies. But I think the main thing is, I think Mizorowski would have started, but the Brewers scratched him from his last start. They're trying to limit his innings because they're trying to win the postseason because they have a huge lead. And so they scratched his start Sunday. He's not pitching in the game. They don't want him to pitch in the game. I don't blame them. We're going to talk more about that later. Yes, but I think Mizorowski is definitely the most exciting pitcher right now nationally, because Skeens hasn't been quite as effective. So I think because Mizorowski decided not to pitch and he's Philly, but like I said, he has not been pitching like an all-star lately.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I don't necessarily hate this move, but I don't think that Sanchez is the most deserving guy all at the same time. Personally, I'd rather have Chris Sale starting. I think he's the guy that needs to be starting. But you and I didn't make this crappy lineup, and you and I didn't make the decision for him to be starting. But again, all you guys that are with us right now, a whole bunch of you guys can comment. Tell us how you feel. Do you like Sanchez starting? Do you like this lineup that we showed you a few moments ago?
Do you have the National League lineup by chance?
I do. I do have the National League lineup. I can
just
put
look
it
at
up
that real quick.
Sure. Let's put it up on the board. There it is. So it's Schwarber, Soto, Freeman. I like this lineup much better. Abrams batting cleanup with Max Muncy in the 5 spot, and then Albies, Marsh, Pahe, Baldwin, the catcher, and Sanchez.
So I think Baldwin should be hitting higher. I don't like that he's hitting 9th. That's Albies. That's about what I expected. But I don't love lefty to start. So when they come around the second time, just bring in a lefty who's tough on lefties. You got to get a righty in there somewhere, something. So I know it's mostly left-handed lineup looking at it now. Mm-hmm. Ozzie is a switch hitter, but yeah, got a lot of lefties in there. But I would have, I don't know. I guess you want to get Schwarber, Soto, and Freeman in there in the first inning, but you can argue that Freeman shouldn't even be starting. It should be Olsen. But anyway.
Yeah. Olsen should be there. You're 100% right. The only part of this lineup that I don't like are the 2 Braves. I would flip them because I like to have speed at the bottom of my lineup too, okay, going into the top. Baldwin's not really a speed guy. Ozzie Albies would be. So, and as you said, he's a switch hitter. I'm not sure if Sanchez is going to be starting all the way to when he gets his at bat, depending on what all happens in this game. So I would have put Albies at the bottom of the lineup, and I would have put Baldwin where Albies is in the 6th spot. That's really my only complaint about this lineup.
And I just thought, Drake Baldwin lefty. That's 4 straight lefties, and Andy Pages is a righty. I think Marsh is a lefty, and Abrams I think is a switch hitter.
Mm-hmm. Abrams switch, yeah.
Yeah. So you could have done more with this lineup, but he's going to. No, it just said Abrams another lefty. The only one, Max Muncy, is he a switcher? He's just.
I don't know. I try not to watch the Dodgers too much, so I don't know much.
Yeah, he's a lefty. So there's only
Okay.
two guys that swing from the right side in this lineup, and that is Pages and Ozzy Albies. They should have. I guess you can't put Pages that high, but maybe they should have moved up Albies. Maybe you should hit him second or fourth I don't know. But a lot of lefties in there.
Yeah, and that's
So Dylan Cease is going to have to face a lot of left-handers.
He is. But again, I don't even know how long Dylan Cease is going to go. You never know in these games. It depends on the pitch count, and it depends on a lot of different factors. So, I guess it is kind of hard to script everything, as they're showing Justin Verlander on the screen right there. Cheese? I'll do this a little bit here. Do you like this whole? We're going to bring on almost like an ambassador type with Justin Verlander, even though he's not going to pitch, he's not going to play. We're still going to honor him. Are you okay with that?
I'm okay with it. I mean, he doesn't deserve to be here. I mean, if he's taken a place of someone, I do have a problem with it. If it's an add-on, then I don't really have an issue with it. But I mean, he's barely pitched this year. But it's just, they're trying to do exactly what they're doing right now.
Yeah, just it's almost like they're stalling. I don't understand. I keep looking up like, okay, it's going to start. It's going to start. No, it's not. Oh, it's going to start. No, it's not. Yeah, come on. I don't know. I guess maybe I'm a little frustrated with it because I've been sitting here watching this and waiting for it to come on and waiting and I, like a bunch of other people, I've got to go to work tonight. There's a lot of people who need to go to bed later on, as you were pointing out earlier. I mean, it's just I don't know. It just seems to be dragging. That's all.
You know what I would do?
What would you do?
If I was the American League, I'd bring in Chapman second, even though he's a closer. Bring him in to face all these lefties because he is a left-handed reliever. That's what I would do, and force Dave Roberts to make a decision. Do I keep? He's got to keep these guys in. They were voted in, so that's what I would do. I'd bring in. I'm trying to think who else is a lefty.
Well, I mean, it's going to be interesting. We're going to have one guest that I know of, maybe a couple other kind of spot people, but I don't think so. It'd be mostly me and you the entire time, which is fine with me. I like you, so we're good with that. But we will have a Dodger guy on here in just a little bit, and there's a nice quote by Dave Roberts that I want to get his opinion on. And then I also want to ask him, is there anybody that he's scared of being a Dodgers fan? Is there anybody he thinks in the National League that can creep up on them and maybe overtake them or knock them out early in the playoffs?
Not in that division.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, the Diamondbacks just swept them 3 games right before the break. So,
yeah, but the problem is Zach Gallen and Merrill Kelly just haven't been very good at all. Can you imagine if they're just pitching like they normally can? How much better the Diamondbacks would be? That's been the biggest problem. Mm-hmm. Gallen's been awful.
Yes, and Kelly's not much better,
except for like a 3-week stretch where he was like very good. He's been terrible before, terrible after. Yeah, the pitching is. Diamondbacks are one of those teams that they're kind of trapped. Like they should be a playoff team. They're a pretty good team, but they just have some big issues. So do you either go for it? But what if you go for it and still miss the postseason? Mm-hmm. Like the Mets did years ago when they traded for Javi Baez, but we'll talk about that later. But and then miss the postseason. But can you really sell if you're right in it? I don't know. We'll see as in the next couple of podcasts what's going on with the Diamondbacks, but.
Yes, we will. I've invited a couple of Diamondbacks people to come on with us. We're starting to get some good friends of the show. Last week, got a lot of views on the podcast over on our YouTube channel, which we certainly appreciate everyone being a part of. You can catch us on All Gloves Off Sports Media on YouTube. Our X is All Gloves Off SM. So, Cheese, you may as well. We're only about 15 minutes in. Go ahead, plug away, buddy.
Football with Cheese on YouTube. Football with Cheese, CAGEZ. And then on X, Football Cheese without the with. Make sure you follow me and subscribe to YouTube channel and hit the bell so you never miss one of my videos. And I do cover all 32 teams.
You've done some really interesting stuff over the last couple of days. Well, actually, over the last week or so, okay. Which quarterback would you pick, and which defensive player would you pick if this guy wasn't available, and what's your MVP? And you've done a lot of interesting stuff to kind of get us ready for the NFL season that's upcoming.
Just trying to come up with ideas for content at this point. So yeah, just nice quick videos. They're usually 6-7 minutes long. Just yeah. Who would I bet on? Looking at the odds. I don't bet, but just it's fun to look at the odds and talk about how like Vegas likes, especially some teams or some players better for MVP or Rookie of the Year than I do, and it's just really interesting. And my video tomorrow, I go over the AFC and odds to win the AFC. So not win the Super Bowl, just win the AFC, and it's really surprising some of the odds for those teams. So that's the video tomorrow.
All right, sounds good. So speaking of MVP, before this thing gets started, if it will ever eventually get started, who are we going to pick? MVP of the All-Star game. Who's going to win?
NL rarely wins 2 in a row. Rarely.
Mm-hmm. I think they're going to tonight.
But I think they're going to. I'm going PCA. I'm going PCA. I'm going P. Crow Armstrong. I'm going PCA. I almost said Ozzie Albies, but I'm going to go PCA.
Okay. He's not starting tonight. He should be, but he's not. PCA will come in. We'll talk about the reserves here. Probably a second or third inning. We'll start talking about them. I've got the list of them, including the relievers, the other starters, and everything else as we get everything going. I'm going to be the guy I'm going to take my own guy too. You took PCA. You love the Cubs. You also love the Braves. I'm a Diamondback and a Cincinnati Reds guy, so I'm going to do it. The rookie, Sal Stewart. Yes.
That would be cool, though, that a rookie winning MVP. I wonder if that's ever happened. Do you know offhand by chance?
I don't know offhand. I'm sure it's happened before.
I'll look it up.
We could look it up here. One of us will. And hello, we appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in with us.
Yes, one time, Sandy Alomar Jr., 1990. Wow. Yeah, I don't remember that All-Star game.
I'm surprised it's only happened once, to be honest with you. I thought it would happen more than once. All right, so we've got some great things to look at. We'll do it kind of as we go along. We're going to look at the WAR by the team, the playoff odds. I'm going to do this one pretty quick here before too long. We're going to look at the actual poster because I think it's interesting how the poster might not jive with how the voting went and everything else. I think that's kind of interesting. Retired team numbers, we're going to look at that. There's a birthday from someone today who has made some history in baseball before it's all said and done. I also want to look at the first-round draft pick. He's getting ready to sign. He's passed his physical. We know what the number is going to be, so we'll take a look at that. We might even talk a little bit of the draft itself.
I love drafts. I actually watched a lot of that draft.
Did you?
So I watched more than I ever have. Yes, I watched a lot.
We're going to give Jordan Walker his flowers, not just from last night, but from his season so far. We're going to talk Luis Arraez. We're going to look at the last players to hit 40 home runs on each team. Probably talk about Jackson Chourio, Zach Wheeler, and all kinds of good stuff coming. So stay tuned, everybody. We got a lot of stuff here during this watch along. It's not just about the All-Star game. We can talk during the commercials. We can talk during the 4.5-hour pregame. We can talk all kinds of stuff the entire time that we are here. So this should be fun.
I'm so hungry when this is over. Bobby.
Now we're talking to Mike Trout, and okay, we know who Mike Trout is. Yes, we know he's but that would be an interesting MVP as well, I guess, if Mike Trout could win it, coming back home to.
Well, if the American League does win it, I'll go Bobby Witt Jr. if the American League wins it.
Junior Caminero.
All right, there we go. I feel like Bobby Witt Jr. is going to hit fifth. Maybe he'll have an RBI opportunity.
He should. I already know the answer to this question, but while we're waiting on everything to get started here, did you watch the home run derby last night?
Not 1 second. And I haven't for over 20 years. The last
like
time
it.
I watched any of it was Garrett Anderson won for the Angels. Is he still alive? I don't think he is.
I don't think so.
Yeah. So the last time I saw it, yeah, he's already passed away. He passed away in April. So
Now we're finally getting Sanchez on the mound. He's coming out and
the year was
rosin
2003.
bag stuff here.
2003 is the last year I watched. I used to watch when Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire were in it all the time. Absolutely.
So, who do you think will be the second pitcher in? Let me give you the National League starters here as far as the pitchers go. So, you've got Braxton Ashcraft. You got Chase Burns, who is not going to pitch. You got Jesus Luzardo from Philadelphia. I wonder if they'll do back-to-back Phillies. You got Max Meyer. Mizorowski is not going to pitch. Eduardo Rodriguez, I hope he does because we got a little bit of talk about the Diamondbacks here. Chris Sale, Paul Skeens, Logan Webb, Yamamoto, but I don't think he's going to play either. You got Robleski from LA and Foster Griffin from the Washington Nationals. You want to take a guess as to who's going to be number 2?
I have no idea. Usually they put a starter, they don't put a reliever in second.
So I'm going to go either Chris Sale or Paul Skeens will probably be the second guy in. That's who I'm going to assume will be. So again, those National League guys that they have to choose from: Ashcraft, Luzardo, Meyer from Miami. Miz is not going to pitch. Eduardo Rodriguez from Arizona. You got Sale, you got Skeens, you got Webb. He would be a good choice too from San Francisco. Robleski and Foster Griffin. So it'll be interesting to see exactly who they go with afterward. And then how many innings will Chris Sale actually go? He's got a home ERA of 0.86. And as you said, he's a ground ball machine, 58% ground ball rate in his starts this year. So
I would not be surprised if Parker Messick of Cleveland is second because he's a lefty.
Okay.
Ranger Suarez, is he lefty too? Yeah, he is too. Yeah, AL roster. Ranger Suarez is another one. I'd probably put Ranger Suarez in second. You got to put a lefty in because it's such a dominant left-handed lineup. So look out for one of those two for the American League.
Okay. Here we go. Looks like first pitch is finally underway. Sanchez to Trout. And swing and a foul.
Okay, so I am a little ahead of you, maybe 10 seconds.
Okay. All right. We did not think to do that before we actually hit the go live button here, so that's fine. You're going to know a little bit.
One of my TVs is about 10 seconds ahead. The other's about 7. I don't know why they're not the same.
2 TVs. So there we go. 1-1 count on Mike Trout as that pitch was high from Sanchez. Trout this season a .412 average in the All-Star game with 2 home runs. We'll see what he does here as the leadoff man for the American League. Third pitch is low and in, 86-mile-an-hour changeup, I believe, from Sanchez. Trout's only hitting .237 this year. I mean, I know it's a nostalgia thing. Does Mike Trout deserve to be in the All-Star game, Cheese? He fouls another pitch off at a 2-2 count.
He was voted in.
That's not what I asked. Oh, wait, look. South Country Splat is back. Love it.
He is a Cardinals fan.
We'll talk about Jordan Walker here in just a little bit. So we'll give him
look at the numbers. He does have 18 home runs. I don't know. I haven't really compared him to other center fielders, but 390 on base. I mean, he's not been bad. He's just
he's not been. He was injured there for a little while though. The count is still 2-2.
I'll say yes. I'll say yes.
Okay. Oh, we got him. 88-mile-per-hour changeup right down the heart of the plate.
Yep.
And Trout becomes the first out of the All-Star game.
You got lefty here. Yeah, I would have moved Jordan down.
Yeah, if you guys missed it a little earlier, I know some of you have joined since then. This lineup is awful. I don't know what they're doing. Personally, I think the fastest guy needs to be the number 2 guy, and you've got probably the slowest guy in your entire roster as the number 2 guy. First pitch outside to Yordan Alvarez, batting 318 here in the season from the Houston Astros, of course.
Having a monster year, and it really hurt them last year when he missed most of the year. It really just their lineup just could not get going. But he's back. And when he's healthy, he's one of the best hitters in baseball.
I will have to say, Philadelphia looks good.
It's base hit.
Again, you're a little in front of me. I haven't seen it yet.
Sorry.
It's all right. There you go. As Chi said, base hit between the second base bag and the second baseman. So he's on first base. He slaps Freddie Freeman right there, and a little playful as he comes around, and now both of them are kind of laughing about it.
So now you got Shea Langoliers, who is a catcher.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like a double play waiting to happen. The ground ball pitcher, like we talked about. You should be hitting Shea Langoliers third either. This is Bobby Witt. That's not really much of an issue.
Yes, I don't understand this lineup whatsoever. Like, not a thing about this lineup. First pitch to Langoliers is high and away. It's pitch number 10 from Sanchez here as he first pitch to the third batter in the inning.
The Sacramento team representation.
Yes.
On the Sacramento.
What did I say? Oakland?
No, you didn't say anything. I'm just pointing out.
I figured I'd said it already.
I think they're in Sacramento next year too. I think it's 2028 they moved to Vegas, and I bet they can't wait because right now they have to live in Sacramento. Ugh.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know if you've seen how everything's going, but it's the new stadium is not going well. Looks like Bally's is going to back out of everything they said they were going to do all around that stadium.
No.
It's not looking great.
It should be a good city for sports teams. They've already got the Raiders, and they got a hockey team, but I can't think what they're called. But
Golden Knights. Okay, so that shows you how much I know about hockey.
Okay. Well, Cameron is going to come up with 2 on after the walk. So I think it could be a good sports town. And I think it would be really good for the organization. It's been a disaster in Oakland. So I really am happy for the A's, but they got to get there. They got to get the stadium figured out.
Well, he was trying to go a 3-0 lead right there on that swing. But, I mean, it's the All-Star game, right? Swing away, boys. Swing away.
There was some pushback when the Raiders were trying to move there from some of the casinos. They didn't want it because they want people in the casinos. They don't want them at the football game. So maybe there's pushback because there's a lot more baseball games than football games.
It's true. I didn't think about that.
But it brings more people in town, right? Wouldn't it bring more people in?
You would think that it would. I mean, I want to go. I want to go see it. I actually want to go see their AAA team before it's all said and done. Their AAA team has a really nice ballpark there in Las Vegas right now. So I've always wanted to go there. I've never done it yet.
Well, okay. I'll let you commentate because I'll just say, ooh.
Okay. All right.
This is interesting.
About to happen. So Sanchez's 17th pitch is a chopper right back to Sanchez. He throws the first. It's wide, but they say he got him out.
So they replayed it, and Freddie, good job by Freddie Freeman. He's very good defensive first baseman to get back on that bag. Just barely. Woo! That's a huge out for the National League. It would have been bases loaded, 1 out with Bobby Witt up. So that was huge.
Wow. That was a great play. Not a very good play by Sanchez. He rushed that throw. He didn't really have to. I mean, Caminera's not even close to that bag when he throws it.
Yes, I agree. Freddie saved him an error. Mm-hmm. And I was going to say, like, one of the reasons Matt Olson I thought deserved over Freddie, offense pretty close, is that Matt Olson's defense has been unbelievable this year, way better than Freddie Freeman's. Although Freddie's won Gold Glove before, but he's just not as good as Matt Olson at this point in his career. But that was a heck of a play.
All right, so they've moved the runners along. We got 2 outs here in the top of the first. You got runners on second and third. Sanchez's 19th pitch to Bobby Witt. He swings right through the changeup, down and away. We've already talked about it. Bobby Witt Jr. batting fifth, which is crazy. 286 batter.
I probably would have. I probably would have put him, first or second. I might even put him first because he gets on base so much.
I kind of like Trout being in front of him, to be honest. I don't know. I wouldn't be mad if you put Witt first and Trout second.
Yeah. He's the fourth player all time with 100 homers, 100 stolen bases in his first 4 years. Wow. PCA will very likely be the fifth. PCA is just 24. He just turned 24 years old.
I didn't realize he was still that young, to be honest with you.
He was drafted out of high school by the Mets. Yeah.
Oh, so he wasn't even drafted by the Cubs. Oh, but wait, I don't want to get to that. You want to get to that later. We'll tease that a little bit. We will talk about that trade when PCA comes up to bat. You got Cody Bellinger in the hole right now as Sanchez is waiting for the sign.
Once this at bat's over, I want to ask you what your strategy was there. Do you think he was correct?
Okay, so now we got a walk to Witt. Bases are now loaded with 2 outs.
Pitch wasn't close. It looked like he was being real careful. Do you like this strategy, going lefty, not facing Witt and going with Bellinger at the bases loaded? Would you have done that as well?
Yeah, I mean, you got to take what the lineup gives you, right? And, the way they structured this lineup, again, I'm going to harp on this for the entire game. This was stupid. You're basically allowing them to do this. You're allowing the National League to kind of dictate how all this works.
Well, this is a pitcher who one of the best walk rates in the game. He's walked 2 in the inning. I do think he was very careful with Witt, though. I don't think he wanted to give in. But you got him 0-2, so you shouldn't have walked him. But
right,
I think he was just being careful.
Bellinger fouls off the first pitch.
And this is lefty.
Mm-hmm.
Although I haven't followed Bellinger the last couple of years, but with the Cubs, he hit lefties very well.
So now he's down 0-2. Of course, he was down 0-2 to a couple other people in this inning as well and ended up.
So he's over 25 pitches. So I think this is probably it. That's just a guess. It looked like Baldwin got crossed up there a little bit, like he wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
Sanchez is all over the place. He's all over the place, man. He's a mess.
This is what I was saying earlier, Cheese. We talked about this last week. Who are you going to that knocked him off balance and everything. He was not expecting that pitch. Now it goes way inside. They switch baseballs for him, throw him back out. Sanchez will pitch his.
I would like to change my MVP pick for the American League. Oh man,
Chris Sale should be out there on the mound right now.
Yeah, we both agree. Christopher Sanchez has not been pitching well. He shouldn't have started.
There he goes.
Mizorowski would have been my pick, but he's not playing. It should be Sale. I agree. Or Chase Burns. Chase Burns would have been good too.
Well, Burns is in the same boat. He's not playing either.
He's not playing. Okay. No. All right. So that's
all right. So there we go. The hit right up the middle.
Yep.
By Cody Bellinger. Scores Alvarez and Langoliers.
So it's one of those plays that if you could shift, and they would have because he's a pull hitter, it would have been an out. You can't shift anymore. They made those rules. Do you think defense is more important than ever because you can't shift now? You can't take that away, so you need guys with range, like infield defense?
Oh, absolutely. You just made the best point in the world. You can't shift anymore. You've got to be able to have that range, have that speed, and then it's not just getting to the ball, it's getting to the ball, getting back up, and making an accurate throw. There are lots of people in the league who can get to the ball, but then can they get back up? And there's another single.
Yeah, it's time to go get him. But what were you saying?
But isn't this is not what you want to do, right? The hometown kid, the guy that plays for the Philadelphia Phillies, you do not want to come out here and get him.
Oh, they're going to bring Riley O'Brien of the Cardinals. Even though he's a closer, they need someone to get a miss a bat, get a strikeout. He's the Cardinals closer. They're having a very good season. I think he's gonna get him right now.
Is he? I know. Again,
No,
you're a little ahead of than I am. I don't know. This is going to be a gut wrenching decision for Dave Roberts here.
I think it's the last hitter he faces, no matter what. It is lefty, but
Yes,
lefties have hit him 2 hits in a row. So, and Riley Green's a very good hitter.
Riley Green does something here that's going to blow this game open in the first inning.
It's like I remember when Riley Green was drafted out of high school, it was a top 5 pick, top 6 pick, something like that. But yeah, 3 straight All-Star games for him. I didn't realize, God, he's been league that long. It's like I just saw him get drafted.
He's having a really good season this year. 13 home runs, 45 RBIs, and a 288 average. I mean, I think he's one of those guys that nobody's really talking about in the outfield. And he's having a really, really good season. Lays off the look like
288. People don't hit 288 anymore, or even close to it.
Right.
Except for Luis Arias, but
we'll talk about him later. He said something I want to get to later on here. There's 95 on the outside. 1 ball, 2 strike count
going
to Riley Green.
End at midnight, and I have not eaten dinner yet.
It better not end at midnight. My work will be upset. And there we go. So he got him. So after 3 runs in the first inning, Christopher Sanchez does get his man. And now we'll put Shane Langoliers behind the plate and Dylan Cease on the mound. All right, so let's see. Where do we want to go here? How about we talk about the draft pick real quick? You want to talk about the draft?
Sure. Oh, absolutely. I always want to talk about draft.
All right. So here's our guy. Let me get to where I need to go to get my notes here. I sent them to you as well, so you can go over and see them too, buddy.
I actually looked at them. It's rare.
Did you?
Yeah. I looked at all of it.
Well, I did it a little different this time. I sent you the notes in a different way than what I usually do, so maybe that's the way I need to start sending you all the notes then.
Either way.
So the number 1 overall pick, of course, this is the picture. I believe Roush, right? R-O-C-H, Roush.
Sure.
I'm going to mess up this last name. Klawowski.
Mm-hmm.
So he
passes from UCLA. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He passes physical. He's going to sign with the White Sox. $10.35 million, even though his slot value is 11.3. So that just shatters the record of 9.3 that was set by an all-star who is not going to play tonight, Chase Burns. He had the record until Klawowski got it here. So he was called the best all-around college shortstop since Troy Tulowitzki. Pretty big praise. What do you think about Klawowski and his money that he got and what he's going to bring to the White Sox, Cheese?
I've never seen him play, but I've seen highlights. Yeah, I mean, it's college bats. If you just look at the first round, especially top 10, they are the safest pick. They are more likely than high school bats, high school pitching, or college pitching, more likely to make it in the league. So you see a lot of teams, and we saw that even like the later half of the top 10, like picks 7, 8, 9, take high school outfielders that were projected to go like not even the top 15. You don't want to miss on your top 10 pick. So him taking the best college hitter makes so much sense for the White Sox. There was another player could have gone first. He was a high school shortstop. He went second to the Rays. But you take the college player when in doubt. So, and this guy can do it all from what I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, it's a heck of a player. Played for a big-time college in UCLA. Of course, got the Bruins hat on that you can see right there with a big – that is not the Boston Red Sox B. That is the UCLA Bruins B. As everything gets going here again with the All-Star game, we'll move Cheese back out there where we can see the entire part of his face there. We can't
this is what brings the viewers in. This is what brings –
Yes. That is the moneymaker right there. So first pitch from Dylan Cease to Kyle Schwarber. Swung on four-seam fastball at 97 miles an hour.
D7. Cease is having a heck of a year.
He is. You are correct.
ERA, I think, was in the 4s last year, and he still got paid like the Dylan Cease of the past. And people were like, wow, will he pitch well? And he's been as good as ever. Been a big move for Toronto. And despite, it's kind of crazy. Some of these teams are having these pitchers pitch amazing, but still having down years, like Toronto. It really surprised me that Toronto is not as good as they are, but their lineup has been so disappointing.
Cease just coming at him with 4-seam fastballs as he's fouling that ball back.
And what do you see? The next pitch is definitely not a 4-seam fastball.
I don't like you being this far ahead of me.
Well, I have 2 TVs, and usually one's ahead of the other, but they're only a couple seconds away from each other.
So he's right. That was the knuckle curve. Dylan Cease wears 84 on his back, which I always thought was a little awkward. Do you like the caps, Cheese? Where the name and stuff is kind of understated, I guess, on it. It's foul ball back. Langelier chases, but it's out of room.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's a little distracting, kind of the indents or whatever those are. Or, I would have rather just keep it just with an All-Star logo, but it's fine. I mean, I don't really. Just kind of weird.
Yeah, it does look a little.
You don't want to know why he wears 84. It's not. Oh my God, he's a big yoga guy. He's into yoga and mindfulness training. Apparently, there's 84 classic hatha yoga postures. Okay, I shouldn't have looked it up. I shouldn't have. I apologize to everyone listening and watching. I apologize. I will do better.
Okay. He promises. So that was the knuckle curve there as well from Cease. Got Schwarber to swing over the top of it for the first out. Pretty devastating pitch, to be honest. That thing just dove.
God, his knuckle curve is just awesome.
Now we got Juan Soto, 290 hitter with 21 home runs and 51 RBIs in the regular season so far. Dylan Cease comes right back with that knuckle curve and drops it in there for a strike.
All 3 of his pitchers are working. He just throws the changeup. You'll see in a second. Good Lord. This is the opposite of Christopher Sanchez.
Wow. A little bit of run on it. Started it on the inside corner and got that thing started it inside and then got it to come back to the corner.
So he can throw 97 fastball and 81 mile-an-hour changeup. That's crazy.
Yeah. You got to sit on one, so you're going to look silly on the other one. Once again, guys, you guys can comment all you need to. Boy, look at that. I don't know if you could see it now. They're going to do the split screen. I just happened to see how huge the knob on Juan Soto's bat is when they got a little bit closer to him. The knob of that bat is enormous.
Yeah, he is choking up. You're right. Makes it look bigger, but you're right. That is enormous.
98-mile-an-hour fastball away, and he swings through it for the second out.
Yeah, he was throwing him changeups, knuckle curves, and then he was behind on the fastball. It's called, as you know, I mean, best thing to do is set hitters up, show them something early, and then show them something else later what he's not expecting.
And you can't be ready for both of those pitches. There's just no way as a hitter. So you got to sit on one and look silly on the other one. He starts Freeman off with a changeup. 12th pitch of the inning so far. Freddie Freeman, nice numbers as well. 15 home runs.
Yeah, Freddie's been good. He's not the same Freddie. I think he's like 34 now, something like that. So still not quite the same, but he's still very good.
290 batting average. I mean, we're getting close to 300 with that. Of course, it's a loaded Dodger team, so that makes a little bit of a difference as well. He's got good hitters in front of him, good hitters in back of him. So,
Jay Langeliers, a little trivia about him. He was a top 10 pick of the Braves and came over in the Matt Olson trade with the Athletics. So at one point, the Braves had Shea Langeliers and Drake Baldwin in their farm system.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, he was like the last time the Braves picked in the top 10 they did this year was when they got Shea Langoliers.
So you got Freddie Freeman up there at bat. I've got some. I got some nuggets over here for you as well. Cheese dropping some knowledge. Why don't we just do a whole lot of it while we're doing this? This is the 7th straight All-Star game where the Dodgers have had at least 5 representatives. 7 straight. Cheese. Change up down and in. 2-ball, 2-strike count.
Wow, well, they've been very good the last 5 years. They've won 2 World Series, so the last 2, I believe. They won 2 in a row, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They have.
Probably 3, unfortunately.
Talk about that a little bit more.
If they, if there was a salary cap, they probably wouldn't be. But anyway.
It's never going to happen.
But I mean, I'm not like sitting here getting all bitter. They shouldn't be able to do that. I mean, they're not doing anything illegal. They're the only team that's, they're very good at developing talent too. They're a combination of spending money, but also developing talent. It's like if Cleveland or Tampa Bay or Milwaukee had this kind of money, maybe they would have won the last 2 World Series as well because they developed talent really well. But
Freddie Freeman fouls off the 4-seam fastball. Dylan Cease getting close to 20 pitches in the inning with this one being number 19 coming. So from the 2024 draft, Cheese, not that long ago, right? The 2024 draft, 3 of the top 4 picks are already All-Stars.
Oh.
Travis.
Trying to name. Oh, okay. No.
Go ahead.
Travis Bonzana or something from Cleveland. That's what you're about to say.
Yep.
It's the Rockies guy is definitely not.
No.
I'm trying to remember now.
1 pitcher and 1 hitter.
1 pitcher.
Yep.
Oh, and Chase Burns was in that draft, right?
Chase Burns, that's correct.
And then who was picked 4th in that draft? Nick Kurtz, maybe?
Right. Yes, that is correct. Those 3 guys, 3 of the 4 are in this All-Star game.
The number 1 pick leading up to that draft was going to be the outfielder from Georgia who went to the Rockies, and he fell to 3rd, and that was smart not to take him because he has not been nearly as good as those other guys. I can't think of his name, but he was like this monster power hitter at Georgia, and the Rockies took him.
And they figure, monster power hitter, Colorado Rockies, it's got to work.
If I'm the Rockies, I'm just taking bats early. College bats go with a ton of power. Just best offense, best defense, good offense. Just out power everybody else.
Yeah, win 12-10, right?
Just might as well.
So we got 2 outs, 1 on here in the bottom half of the first. The American League has already scored 3 runs in that first inning. C.J. Abrams from the Washington Nationals is up to bat.
It was a great at bat by Freddie there.
Wow.
Hey, there's James Wood. You think he'll score a run even though he's not in the game yet? Probably.
James Wood has had a heck of a season.
He's going to score 4 runs and 2 at bats today. That's all he does is score runs.
He owns a record. We'll talk about. There's only 2 people who have done it, and we'll give you both of them here before the game is over. I've got the stat. We'll give them both to you. Here's a little piece of trivia for you as we kind of wait as Dylan Cease is parading around the mound there. This is the 7th All-Star game to take place on July 14th. 6 of the 7 have taken place in National League ballparks, and the league is tied at 3 wins apiece on All-Star games that have happened on July 14th. So once again, 2 outs. It's deuces wild here. 2 outs. The count's 2-2, and Cease throws his pitch, and Abrams swings over the top of it.
He got him.
And the inning is over. All right. This is the part that I like because we can do this thing in between innings. We got to get to John here. Hold on. I see John's put a nice comment up here. He wrote us a book. Ranger Stadium was nice and cool. Expensive beer, though. Enjoyed seeing the pitch clock live. And the MLB has the best review process of any sport.
I agree with that.
Yes, I saw challenges of balls versus strikes. It's
Not better than NFL.
mhm.
Yeah, if you remember from last podcast, he said he told us he was going to the Rangers game.
Yes.
So yeah. Beer is outrageous at those games. It's just
Okay, so let's look at this. We'll pull this one up on the board here. I got to come over here and take the. Let's see here.
I can see 3 through 30. I can't see the
Yeah,
top.
no, we
What are
can't
we
see
looking at?
one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to take
okay.
this off.
Oh, here we go.
For a second. All right,
War
so this is war by team. All right, so LA, Milwaukee, New York, and then look at number 4.
Number 30 is the most surprising one.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that.
Boy, the Astros are way down.
Astros are way down, but number 4, Pittsburgh Pirates. Well, we're going to talk about them in 2 or 3 of these categories that I've got.
It's funny they had really good pitching last year, couldn't score, and it's like the opposite this year. Pitching's been way worse, but they can score runs now. They can't do one or both good at the same time.
I mean, there you go. Look at that. Pittsburgh 4. The Miami Marlins are at 5. I mean, 2 teams that I wouldn't expect to be in the top 15, never mind the top 5.
Cubs pitching has been devastating. Their pitching war is terrible. Their hitting war is outstanding, but 2.4. The injuries to the starting rotation, especially in the bullpen, has just been devastating.
And then, the hometown team here, the Phillies are the opposite. The Phillies batting.
They got 4 guys, maybe 3, and that's it. And it's just they got Brandon Marsh, they got Bryce Harper, they got Kyle Schwarber. Is there anyone else that's even above average? Probably not. Trey Turner's not very good anymore.
No, he's got the speed. I mean,
got like 5 years left on his contract. He's been making a lot of money.
Yes. Yeah. So there we go. War by team. War, of course, is win by.
Look at Miami. Look at Miami.
Yeah, I said that not 5 minutes ago.
Oh.
It's okay. You don't have to pay attention to me. It's fine. We don't need
Braves
to
are
interact with each other.
16th. Ooh, it's terrible. Well, Braves are missing Acuna. That's kind of their offense since he went on the DL has really gone downhill. They really need him back.
That's true. I mean, even underneath Atlanta's at 16th. You got
Rodriguez
Toronto. You got St. Louis. You got San Diego way down there. You got San Francisco way down there. I'm a little surprised to see Arizona that far down. Not a ton surprised, but a little. So we go back to the game. Clement just bounced one out. Get that back off there. Get everything put together where we need to here.
So Eduardo Rodriguez, it's funny, if you had just told me which Diamondback pitcher or starter would be in this game for the season, I would never have picked Eduardo Rodriguez.
No.
Never.
Yeah, I mean, I want to talk about him a little bit. Here he is on the mound right now. This is his second pitch. The first one he got the out on the ground ball. Back to the top of the lineup and Mike Trout. The Arizona Diamondbacks are very interesting. We're gonna see some really good stats on them before this game is out. I've got some stuff to show everybody. But at the same point, Rodriguez has been there. I believe this is his 4th season, and he has never pitched anywhere close to what he's doing right now. So I want to ask you, Cheese, the name of the game in pretty much any sport is to buy low and sell high. He is never going to be more valuable, Eduardo Rodriguez, than what he is right now. So even if you're the Arizona Diamondbacks, you're second in the division, you're not far out of a wild card spot. You might even be buyers, but would you sell Eduardo Rodriguez because he is never going to be this high ever again?
They got to make a decision, just like a lot of teams. There are a lot of teams that kind of hang in there close. I think the worst thing you can do is do nothing or do like one small move. The Jed Hoyer, we'll just get Mike Soroka, or just get Jaime Candelario, and then that'll fix all our problems. Let's just do one thing to look like we're doing something. No, you either go for it or you don't. I think you need to sell or buy. I think doing nothing is the worst thing you can do, or doing one little thing. one little sell, one little buy. So they got to make a decision. So if they decide they're going to sell, they've got to move him. Absolutely. If you think Merrill Kelly and Zach Gallen can turn around, if you think there's been unlucky, then fine. But it's like the Red Sox with Sonny Gray. He's pitching way better than he has any business being at this point in his career. And they've been playing better, but they really should just try to move him.
Wow. All right, but he comes in, and again, his value is never going to be higher. 3 up, 3 down.
Well, looked great there.
Pitches.
Looked really good there. I'd bring him back out. That was very, he didn't throw many pitches at all.
No, very efficient, very efficient. Caught me off guard a little bit. So let's go with the in division record here. Let's show that to everybody. Once again, I'll take that off for just a second as we kind of look. Look who has the best intra-division record in the first half. The Tampa Bay Rays at 19-8. So they are plus
again.
11.
I'm looking at 30 again.
I know. Isn't that terrible? That same team is at 30 in a lot of these.
What is their deal, man?
I don't know.
What is their deal? Oh, my God.
It's terrible. So you've got Tampa Bay 1. Look who's second, Cheese, in that division. Arizona, 21-11. They're plus 10.
Yeah, they just swept the Dodgers. You told me. You said they just swept the Dodgers, right?
Yes, they just swept the Dodgers. The Dodgers were the last team to not be swept so far this season, and they got over that. They did sweep them. It was in L.A. as well. So,
well, I'll say this: if Detroit and Houston don't make the playoffs, you can look at this. Because that's bad. That's really bad. And it's not like those divisions are just amazing or anything, especially Houston. The Astros, like the AL West, has not been very good at all this year. So that's just Houston terrible.
5 under, but they're nothing like those Reds down at the bottom. 16 games under in their own division. You can't win a division and be 16 games under. There's just no way possible.
And the Cubs are 13-13, and they dominated the Reds this year. So think I wonder what the Cubs record is against the division, not against the Reds. Probably terrible, like against the other 3.
Mm-hmm. And they played. It was a really good series over the weekend, right before the break here. The Cubs and the Reds had a really good series. Actually, I watched a
Cubs
lot
won
of
2 of
those
3, I believe. I think they won 2 of 3.
Yes, your Cubs won 2 of the 3. Yes. So, yeah, we got to, you're looking at all kinds of different things right now, Cheese, especially if you're in the front office of these teams. This would make me just sick if I'm working for the Reds, right? And I'm trying to convince my guy, okay, we need to go out and buy. And
Parker Messick is entering the game, just like I predicted.
Good job, Cheese.
I just don't. Maybe looking at those numbers, the Reds, based on the record, maybe you'd be overachieving. Remember, they won all those close games early on. They had a great April.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe they've overachieved. Maybe they're not even as good as the record. I mean, they've a lot of hitters that just aren't hitting like they should. And they were missing Hunter Green for a while.
Right, he's back now.
He's back, and he pitched amazing against the Cubs.
Yep, his first start, they won.
His first start was so bad, but sometimes it takes a start. Yeah.
So you got a foul out there to Caminera.
And then Ellie De La Cruz missed time. So they've had, some important people miss time. But I get this. Then again, like who hasn't?
Closer was out. I mean, you have bullpens on the IL right now. But your Cubs are the same way, though. Your Cubs have a lot of injuries right now.
Braves have had a lot of injuries, too. Yeah. Acuna's been out. Braves are about to get some pitchers back, though. So.
Oh, gosh.
I just think the Phillies are probably going to pass the Braves. Braves they were scoring so many runs early on, and the last month and a half their lineup is just gone downhill.
Ground ball to Bobby Witt Jr. at short, and the play is made to get Albies out for out number 2. Once again, bottom of the second, American League leads the National League 3-0. We said in the very beginning we thought the National League had the better team, and they're proving us wrong already.
It's not over, but yeah. 3 runs in the first is tough. You really can't give up anymore.
No.
Brandon Marsh is coming in. Trying to think who he's hitting for.
You could see right there. I wanted to make sure I pointed this out. You could see the umpire there in the front as he was taking care of everything. That is Alan Porter, who is the umpire behind home plate. The Major League Baseball made sure that he was behind home plate for this game. He is a Philadelphia native, so I thought that was kind of nice that MLB made sure that he was behind home plate.
Well, they're not picking CB. They're not picking CB Buckner. I'll tell you that much.
No, and of course they're not picking the female. If you were watching on Twitter, a couple of us commented on a post as well there. So
yeah, I made a comment.
I know you did. That's why I said it. I saw it. We'll talk about it here in a few minutes. It's in your notes there. We'll do that at the break here. We'll talk about the some of the umpires and some of the stats that we have on the umpires. We got stats on everything now. This is the new age of baseball. We got stats on everything. So you got Messick on the mound here. He is not messicking around. He's throwing some heat there, but he's just not locating it right at the moment. So Brandon Marsh. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Now he goes with the slider, and it was way off the plate away. Not even a competitive pitch for Marsh to even offer at. I'm glad I'm not listening to this. I'm glad we're doing this because I'd be really upset right now when they show all these. Oh, let's do the players in the dugout and let's do all these interviews while the game's going on. We've talked about this. Neither one of us like it. Just show me the game. Commentate on what's going on. I don't need to hear about Justin Verlander. I can care less what he's thinking in the dugout.
I guess Brandon Marsh was hitting 7th. Okay. All right. Well, that will end the inning.
Yes, it will. All right. So let's go over. Hang on. I'll get to the notes here. And we will talk about the umpires here real fast.
The reserve outfield for the National League. This is the reserve. This is kind of what we picked the National League, I think. The roster is so deep. This is the reserve outfielders. Corbin Carroll, Pico Armstrong, Jordan Walker, and James Wood. That is the outfielders on the bench for the National League. That's insane. That would be an elite starting outfielder, 4 of them, but you know what I mean? Even any 3 of those. That's crazy.
Yes. Yes, it is crazy. So we're talking about the female umpire, Jen Powell. I think it's still pronounced Powell, even though it's spelled Pawol. She's called 11 games, 1,731 pitches, and her accuracy is 91.8. Yeah. Where do you want? I mean, I know you want.
That's not good, by the way. Anyone watching, that is not good.
That's not good. No,
not good at all. It's one of the worst in baseball.
So Cheese, here's my question to you. When we were looking at all this, right? You got CB Buckner. His accuracy is 91.33.
The worst in baseball.
Which is the worst. Yeah.
So she's better than CB Buckner.
That's nothing to write home about, though, right? I'm better than Buckner. Even Hunter Wendelstedt, which, at 92.58 in 19 games that he's umpired behind the plate. Where do you want this accuracy to be, Cheese? Where do you want this accuracy number?
I want 96. I honestly think they won't do it because of the union. I think the bottom 3 umpires in accuracy should be fired every year, no matter what. That would make them more accurate. Trust me.
We'll regulate them to the minors. I'm sure they get paid much less if they go to the minor leagues and umpire.
If you're a good umpire and you do your job, then you should agree to it. You'll never be bottom 3. Laz Diaz, another terrible one. Luckily, they're forcing he and Buckner to retire.
Mm-hmm.
Hunter Wendelstedt's not very good. I've never thought he was any good. So there's just, it's not good. And
I mean, there's some guys on here, Dan Iasonga. I know that name. I know Sean Barber. There's Ron Kolpa. There's some names on here that I know that I'm really surprised that the accuracy rate is as low as it is.
I bet you Joe West was very low, but they didn't have it then. But as far as the female umpire goes, she didn't get the job because she was this amazing umpire. She got the job because she's a woman. Let's just be honest. They wanted a woman umpire, and that's why she got it. If she was that good, her numbers would be better. Even though it's a small sample size, we'll see if she improves. But it's not good. So clearly it was not on merit. It was because of her gender.
O'Brien throws the first pitch way outside, 97. I don't know if you saw him or not. He was like, whew. After that, I was okay. I threw the first pitch. It was way outside. Well, I got to get better. Let's see what he does on the second one. The second one is
Man,
right
not
there
good.
in the strike zone. And Langoliers deposits it in right center field for a single. So just to go back on this umpire thing here for a second, so we want. I'm okay with 96% accuracy rate. But when am I really going to judge the umpires? How many games? That was my whole point here. Dan Clark put this out there, a good friend of ours. He follows us and we follow him at Dan Clark Sports. Fantastic guy, works for just an opinionated MLB baseball writer. He has just a few more followers than we do, 71,000, just a few more than we do.
Oh,
I don't know what you were owing about, but okay. The pitch? You must be way ahead of me now.
somehow I got more ahead.
Oh, there we go. Now I see what you're.
Here's the problem.
Caminero.
He's on my fantasy team. If that's
That looked
broken,
bad.
he is leaving the game. He's carrying my fantasy team. I have Bobby Witt and Yordan Alvarez too, but still. Oh, right on the hand. Tampa Bay Rays fans are just like yelling curse words at Riley O'Brien. They're actually, I have the pitcher and the hitter on my fantasy team. Ow. Oh, God, it got some
right
finger
down into the dugout. He's
oh, my God.
All it hits his pinky finger on his left hand.
Now, I mean, he didn't do it on purpose. There's no way. But do you think more and more teams are like, just set out the All-Star game, not just pitching? Because we know some teams do it with pitching, monitor the innings, but something like this could happen. This is an exhibition game. You think more teams, especially Rays, might say, hey, guys, go to the game, but don't play?
I think there's a lot of teams who are in, and I don't want to say they're in a bad way, but I think there's a lot of different teams like the Rays, right? We'll use them as an example here. I thought that the back of that guy's shirt said Viagra at first.
I got a bad feeling about Caminero. I got a really bad feeling.
Well, that hit, it looked like the pinky and the ring finger.
Just if it breaks that bone there, he might not come back in the regular season. It's only like 60-some games left.
It's hard to see. It's hard to watch.
Oh, God. He almost hit Witt. He's all over the place.
Yeah, see, I'm not even close to that yet.
Yeah.
I take it it's going to happen on this pitch. Yeah. That wasn't that far inside. You said you got O'Brien on your face. Oh, wow. And then he just grooves one right down the middle.
Yeah, he's got 24 saves. So, yeah. I got O'Brien. I got
throws the first.
Yordan. I got Bobby Witt. I got Caminero. I don't know how I got all those guys, but I got them all.
So they got the lead runner at third. They did not get the speedy Bobby Witt as he chopped one to third.
He's so fast.
Wow. Ooh, that's close.
Looks safe to me when I saw it live, but it's one of those. Well, Muncy, you got to get the guy third. Obviously.
Right. And Muncy did his job. Can't do a whole lot better than that. They are challenging the play as a National League.
Yeah, he's safe. Ooh, yeah, he's safe.
It's a pretty big turning point in this game, though. You could have 2 down and 1 on instead of 1 out and 2 on. So
you just can't give up any more runs.
No. I don't think he's safe.
I think he is. The ball has to go all the way in the glove. look like
It's not the rule anymore. The ball has to be in the glove.
Well, even if that, I think it was a tie. I think he's safe, but I could be wrong.
Well, this is not a clear-cut decision here to make. This is at least this takes some time. You got to really look at this, because this is one of those plays you have to get right. This is everybody's watching this. This is not like it's a Thursday night game on the West Coast or something where there's only a few people watching. Everybody's watching this game tonight.
Were you happy? Well, we have this challenge. Were you happy with the Reds pick, the Alabama shortstop?
I was. I know he didn't have quite the year that he did in Alabama this past season as far as hitting goes, but he just looks smooth. That swing is just.
He was expected to go higher. Like he would have gone higher if he had the same year. But
right,
he was expected to go higher.
Last year's hitting stats, he'd have went much higher.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me when they took Cam Collier. Everyone expected him to go to the top 10, and he just falls. And the Reds are like, all right, no one's going to take him. We'll take him.
And Cam Collier's a fantastic kid, by the way. Fantastic.
Is he made the majors yet?
No, he's not.
No, okay. I just remember when they drafted him.
You got South Carolina Splat is commenting on us here. We got the number of challenges should be a reflection of their accuracy percentage. Then he says,
I feel like Ali Marmol is advising Dave Roberts. That's why Roberts is doing so bad, because Ali Marmol is terrible, the manager of the Cardinals. And I'm sure South Country Splat would agree.
I'm sure he would.
He's like, put in O'Brien. He's good.
Well, so we'll get to a comment from Dave Roberts here about how he values this game. I can't wait to get our Dodger guy on. He is one half of our wrestling podcast. And before anybody comments and says the wrestling podcast, well, yeah, I mean, the guy with me doing the All-Star game is Football with Cheese, for God's sake. So Juan Soto.
Wrestling, like Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant wrestling? That's when I was a little kid. That's what was on. It was Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant and the guy with the green tongue. And there was a guy with a snake around his head.
The Animal Steel. The guy with a snake, Jake the Snake Roberts.
Jake the Snake.
What was the snake?
That's the last time I watched wrestling. So there you go.
Do you remember the name of the snake, Cheese?
No, of course not.
Oh, come on now, Damien.
I have no idea.
You know, the Damien horror movies were popular at that point, so they named the snake Damien.
Oh,
now you got Ben Rice up to bat from the New York Yankees.
Yeah, well, Brian's got a really good sweeper. I didn't realize it was that good, but he needs to keep throwing it because that's definitely has been his best pitch.
Well, these are major league hitters, Cheese. You keep throwing the same thing over and over again, they're going to catch up to it. I don't care how good the pitch is.
We got Bellinger on the fastball, but oh wow, okay. I mean, you can tell O'Brien's got good stuff. There's no doubt about it. You'll see this next pitch. It was nasty. I just hope Caminero is okay. That changeup just died.
All right. So we are now to the middle of the third, 3-0 American League. Let's look at the playoff odds for everybody here for the remainder of the season. I'll have to go over here to everything. I have to take this banner off the top so we can see the top one. There we go. So American League, you got Tampa Bay, 97.5%. Of course, now that's notwithstanding what may or may not happen to Caminero now. We hope nothing bad, but it looked bad. New York, Seattle, Cleveland, Texas round up the top 5. I'm a little surprised that the Chicago White Sox are at number 6. Then Boston, Minnesota, Detroit at 9, and Houston at 10. And then the bottom 5 there for the American League, Houston, Baltimore, Toronto at 12. The Athletics, the Royals, and, of course, the Angels are pulling up the rear. Now, if we go over to the National League, of course, the LA Dodgers are 99.9%. You may as well just say 100. Milwaukee, they're second with 98. Atlanta Number 3, Philadelphia 4, and Chicago 5. So how do you feel about that, Cheese? Both your teams are in the top 5.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, especially if they get healthier pitch wise. Yeah, well, look at the drop from 5 and 6 is huge in that
Yes,
league.
I was hoping you were
So,
going to see that. That was
so those 5, unless something catastrophic happens, are very likely to be 5 of the 6 teams. But what I want to say is, like, we were talking about the Diamondbacks. 24.5%, unless they go on a winning streak these next couple weeks, like, you really need to win like 8 of 10 or 9 of 11. If they don't have a stretch like that, they need to sell. 24%, that's not good enough. Like, and if you don't sell and you're 24% still on, July 28th, that's insane. Like, that's not a very high percentage. I thought they'd be closer to 40.
So then, what do you've been on the Detroit bandwagon of not selling off? They're only at 27.6%.
Yeah, the thing is, it's got to be. The reason is, I think Detroit's got a really good roster. I think they've underachieved, and I think they can go on a run. A lot of these teams, Houston is another one, Padres, another one, Red Sox. The next couple weeks are huge. If you in the next 2 weeks go, 4-10, forget it, right? But if you go 10-4, now we're talking, and maybe we need to think about buying. But the worst thing you want to do is you go out and buy, trade for some people, give up some good prospects, and then don't even make the playoffs. That's devastating.
Yes.
So it's a seller's market. So if you do sell, they expanded the playoffs. More teams make the playoffs, so there's more teams that are buying. So it has become a seller's market. And I still remember last year, number 1 and 2 type starters starting pitching, none of them got moved. None of them, because teams ask it for too much. So it was the number 3 and 4 starters, the setup guys. That's what got moved, minus Mason Miller. That was like the big one. But top end starting pitching does not get moved because, and the team selling want so much for it, and I get it.
Michael Wacha has 4 pitches. He's 2-2 on Andy Pages here, the number 8 batter for the National League. As Wacha takes over here in the bottom of the 3rd. Pages watches another pitch go by. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So yeah, I mean, this is by Fangraphs, of course. I'm just happy that my Reds are not all the way at the bottom this time, like they have been the last couple of graphs. So
1%, that's better than 0.1. 1%. That's they got a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance?
1 in 100. I mean, it's happened.
So okay, so I want you to pick. I want you to help me out here.
Uh-oh.
So we know that 6 teams make it every year. So I want you to give me a team in the AL and a team in the National League that's not in the top 6 that you would put your money on if you were a betting guy to make the playoffs. Just to make the playoffs, not to win a division, just to make the playoffs. Let's go AL first because I'm pretty sure I already know who you're going to pick.
I'm going Houston. I'm going my hometown Astros. I'm taking Houston. They got Hunter Brown back now. They need an outfield bat. They need another bat, but I'm sticking with the Astros. They're going to. It's a winnable division. That's the thing, is that division is the most winnable, catchable division. So I think the Astros could catch the Mariners.
Okay.
What about you?
Michael Wacha has already got 2 outs while we're talking here.
Baldwin got out. Yeah, unfortunately.
He is breezing right through this lineup. You got Kyle Schwarber coming up next. It's wild because you got Toronto there. You got, you just took Houston. You've got Detroit there.
I took Houston because I think they could win the division. I wasn't going to pick an AL East team, because they're not going to catch Tampa. The Yankees could, but Toronto won't, so they'd have to win as a wild card. Well, who in the American League would you put your money on?
Oh man, I'm going to go a little outside the box. I like that they ended the season on on a 9-game winning streak. I think they're going in the right direction. They got Wilson Contreras at first base. You got Sonny Gray on the mound for them. So I'm going to take the Boston Red Sox to be the team that finishes.
Okay. They certainly underachieved for a while, and now they're probably overachieving. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, they're somewhere in between. I agree with that.
National League. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Besides the top five,
swinging so hard he's knocking his earpiece out every time he swings.
National League is much tougher.
Yeah, so the teams you can't take: LA, Milwaukee, Atlanta, Philly, Chicago, and then Pittsburgh actually comes in as the 6th best odds in the National League. A Schwarber fouls off an 82-mile-per-hour changeup from Walker. So what you got left over? Miami, St. Louis, Arizona, San Diego, Washington, Cincinnati, the Mets, the Giants, and the Rockies.
You know what? Swept the Dodgers. Pitching is underachieved. Give me the Diamondbacks of those teams. Give me the Diamondbacks I just don't know. Miami and Pittsburgh and St. Louis, I just don't trust them. I just don't. They don't feel like playoff teams. So yeah, give me Arizona. San Diego's a disaster. Give me Arizona. What about you?
I'm going to go way far down on the list. I'm going to go down to number 11. They're saying they only have a 3.6% chance, but I like the young Washington National team. I like how they're built. They're hitterish. And
hitterish?
Hitterish.
Hitterish.
Oh.
Barber making the out, and National League is being no hit. So it's going to hard to score when you don't get hits.
Yes.
They have a base runner. Freddie Freeman walked. So there you go.
Yeah, so I like it. I know they don't have the great pitching. But I like what they're doing there.
So you take the Mets, huh?
Yes. No. I will same division, but I'll take the Washington Nationals just because I don't want to pick the Diamondbacks because you did. So
Mets should be just sell.
Yes.
And listen on anyone, absolutely anyone, except maybe Nolan McLean.
And they might want to even do that.
They're just a mess.
All right, we're going to look at a few other things here as we got commercial break here on the game. Let's see what else we want to look forward to here. I will tell you this. Let's do this real quick. Let's do our fanforward.com here. One of our great sponsors there. We'll pull that up for you. I'm going to take this back off. So we got this exclusive. We've got the 10% discount. For all of our All Gloves Off fans at AGO10, or you can scan this scan code right here for our All Gloves Off listeners. You will get an extra 10% off on discount here. I was not quite ready for this. You're going to see that big old white arm come across the screen there. Let me go to fanforward.com, and I want to find out what the Phillies, since we're doing everything here in Philadelphia, let's find out what the Phillies odds are here. It'll take me just a second, but I can find it for you here. We'll simply go to forwardfan.com. We'll pull it up. All right, here we go. World Series tickets for the Philadelphia Phillies, if you think they're going to make it, $240 a ticket. But, shoot. We all know how much more they're going to be than that.
Thousands, right?
Yes.
You get it now? Yeah. Philadelphia's been playing really well, yeah.
Let's look. Let's see. An American League team. You know what? I just talked about the Boston Red Sox. Let's see where they're at right now. $110 for Boston Red Sox tickets. So, go to forwardfan.com.
What about Arizona Diamondbacks?
You want to look at the Diamondbacks? All right.
It could be really cheap. Remember, they were in the World Series a few years ago. They were in the World Series.
That's true. That's very true. Oh, well, shoot. I should be doing this right now. Arizona Diamondbacks World Series tickets are a mere $25 if they go to the World Series.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a heck of a bargain right there.
If you get that now, wow. That's so cheap.
That's crazy. So
Couple
if you want to do the
changes.
Cubs,
Jesus Luzardo into pitch, lefty from the Phillies, and William Contreras catching now.
and the Cardinals are in the same boat, $25. Twins are
$25.
$4. I mean, there's all kinds of great
Well, the
Astros.
Cardinals have been better than expected. It was supposed to be kind of a year where they might even get last, kind of a retooling, maybe not a rebuild. They traded Brendan Donovan and they traded Arenado, and they traded the pitcher for the Red Sox, who I just mentioned. Now I can't think of his name.
Sonny Gray.
Sonny Gray. So they traded some guys. So it was supposed to be kind of a transition year, but they've been better than expected.
Yes, I'm not sure if I believe in them, but they certainly have been better than expected. So,
yeah, Jordan Walker and JJ Weatherholt, two really good young batters that are just playing amazing, and that's really helped them.
Absolutely. So, Forward Fan, one of our great sponsors here, scan this code, get 10% more off of any of those ticket prices we have already mentioned. So, buy early, pay less, and experience more. Right there at forwardfan.com. All right, back to the action here at the All-Star game. Top of the fourth, we got 2 outs already. AL's up 3-0, and Mike Trout is for his third at bat against Jesus Luzardo. He bounces to Max Muncy, who throws him out, and the inning is over. Okay.
Jesus Luzardo got him quick.
He did. Another hometown guy, of course. Let's look at this. I think this is interesting. Let's look at the second half strength of schedule, Cheese.
Brewers hardest.
Yes, Brewers have the hardest schedule in the second half. The Mets, who of course are going to go absolutely nowhere fast, and then the Angels. So
I knew the Cubs had a tough schedule coming up. Yeah.
So Phillies are at number 4. You said earlier that you were a little scared maybe that the Phillies were going to overtake the Braves, but they have the 4th hardest schedule, and Atlanta's all the way down at 13.
They're like 2 games out, and they were like 10 or 11 at one point. It's just, Braves just haven't been as good the last like 6 weeks or so. So I do think they will catch them. Hopefully not. You never know. Make a big trade, get Acuna back would help, but it's not like the Braves. I mean, they're 13, so it's not like I wish they were 28th like the Diamondbacks. That could help the Diamondbacks a lot.
It really could. And I was going to ask you about these bottom 3 teams. You got Tigers, Cleveland, Detroit, and Arizona there on the 3 easiest remaining schedules. How much of a factor does that play in if you're going to trade or keep or what you're going to do at the deadline?
I think it's huge because those teams, so you play weak schedule, you play bad teams, right? But those teams are likely to sell and get even worse. So I think this is much bigger than we'd say if you like the middle of the NFL season, right? I think this is much bigger. You look at this, especially if you play some easy teams right out of the break and you go on a winning streak. But even if you're close and you see, look at all, like mid-August, mid-September, we play one team with a winning record in that month. Well, good chance those teams are about to sell, and they'll be even worse when you play them. So I think it's huge. I definitely would look at that when I'm thinking of buying or selling. And I feel better about my Arizona bet now that I saw their schedule. And look, the Astros are 24, so that's good.
Absolutely. Okay, the Dodgers. The Dodgers are number 14. We're going to have our Dodger guy on with us here in just a second. I see him off screen. So just so you know, I got you, buddy. We'll pull you up here in just a second. So, just thank you for the thumbs up. So we got all of that stuff going on there. What about your Astros at 24? Where are you looking at them? Does that make a difference?
Yeah, I think that'll help. The outfield, they might have the worst outfield lineup as far as bats go in baseball. But if you count Jordan as the DH, so they could use another bat. They had some early pitching injuries. They're back. I think they're trending up. And like I said, it's a winnable division. I probably should have looked up how far out they were. But there was one point where they were like 4 or 5 games under 500, and they were like 4.5 out. It's like, well, all you need to do is go on a winning streak, and you're right there. I have it pulled up. They are 3 games out, and they're 4 games under 500. Texas Rangers actually lead the division. I thought it was the Mariners. So they're 3 out of the division. I think that's what they're focused on, not necessarily on the wild card.
Okay. So we are here in the bottom of the 4th inning. We'll bring our Dodger guy on in between innings here. We got a lot of questions to ask him, including something that I hadn't put up there, and I know he can hear us, so he can be thinking about this for a moment. Is there anyone in the National League that scares him as a Dodgers fan? Anybody can catch the Dodgers. Do you think the Brewers can? Do you think any of the other teams can catch those Dodgers? We'll start off with that one, and then we'll ask him a really nice question because Dave Roberts had a crazy quote, and I want to get his opinion on it because I know what my opinion is. I'm sure Cheese has an opinion on it as well. There we go.
Sorry, how you doing?
No, you're good. You're good.
They're re-showing the Cameron Narrow hit. I wonder if anyone, wonder if they're updating. Oh, they're updating, but of course we can't hear. But they're updating it. But anyone, let us know in the comments if you have an update.
You are just all freaking out because you got him on your fantasy team. Poor Cheese is over here shaking. The holes in the cheese are getting bigger and bigger as it shakes, man.
He's a very good player. He is.
And you hate to see that in an all-star game, right? And something that means nothing to these guys.
He had a homer in 6 in a week, 6 straight games.
Yeah.
It's just
absolutely.
He's just a monster.
So you got Freddie Freeman up here, bottom of the 4th, nobody out, 1 on. The National League finally has a hit. Now they're looking to Freddie Freeman against Ryan of the Minnesota Twins. Probably a trade chip. Cheese, your Cubs need pitching. How would you like it if they went out and got Ryan?
I would love it. I don't see it because what they're going to ask for and what I would ask for if I were the Twins is just not. Jed Hoyer has been very, very tight when it comes to giving up his best prospects. They're going to ask for Josiah Hartshorn and maybe also Jefferson Rojas. And I don't think he's going to trade either one. I wouldn't. So they'd have to give up at least one of them and then another good prospect. And I just don't see it happening, but I would love it. But they have some really good bats having some monster years. Owen Ayers is another one catcher. He was just promoted to AAA. He's just destroyed the Southern League. And you know the Southern League well. That is like the best pitching league in the minors. It's so hard to hit in that league. And he just mashed well over 1,000 OPS, well over 300 average. So I just think the Cubs have a decent farm system, probably in the middle of the pack, but it's not good enough to go after someone like Joe Ryan. They don't have 5 top 100 prospects. They got 3. So, yeah, I just don't see it.
Okay. Yeah, but I mean, a lot of your guys, I'm looking at your top 30 prospects right now. Cade Horton already in the major leagues. Owen Casey already there. Matt Shaw, Moises Boleros, stuff like that. So, I mean, these guys, even Kevin Alcantara, right? He's in the majors now. So would you be upset if they'd give up someone like, Kevin Alcantara, maybe Birdsell, pitcher that's there in their AAA club?
Birdsell just can't stay healthy. I don't think he's pitched in the last 2 years or barely. People like Alcantara, Birdsell, James Triantos, that's who they would probably move in a heartbeat for someone like Joe Ryan. But teams they're going to want more. They're going to want the better prospects. Jackson Wiggins, they're probably not going to trade him either. He's their best pitching prospect. I wouldn't trade him at all because his stuff is incredible. Had trouble staying healthy, but I think he's a future setup man or closer at worst if he can't stay healthy as a starter. So I just don't think. And like I said, Jed Hoyer, he's very tight when it comes to prospects, and I don't think the Cubs are consistent enough to really go for it and go after it, even though they need a starter. I would say that about the Braves as well. I just don't think they're consistent enough to just make this huge trade. I wonder if Logan Webb would be available as well for the Giants.
I don't know. It's a good question. Maybe we'll ask our Dodger guy here in a moment because he's in that same division as the Giants. He can comment on Logan Webb there as he is the big Dodger guy. We'll have him on here. An out away. The National League is down 3-0, and now they're down to one strike left here in this bottom of the fourth. Ryan against Max Muncy. We'll talk to our Dodger guy here. He is one of our first guests of what we've got coming up here. I don't know if I like this umpire cam they're showing or not. I mean, and this is going to be the third out of the inning. All right, there we go. Let me click a button here and we'll pull up one half of the Cheap Pop Society. We'll bring them up on stage. I'm going to have to take, I thought I was going to have to. We'll take this off for the moment and it'll be fine. Now, okay, what in the world am I really supposed to call you? You're not really expecting me to call you Grandma this entire time, right? And where in the world did you get that crazy nickname from?
It's actually my TikTok name, but I drive a Mustang convertible and I drive really, really fast. And my ex-girlfriend was like, "You really should drive more like a grandma," and it just kind of stuck. And one day I was trying to figure out a name for TikTok because when you get into this age and you finally sign up for TikTok, everything's gone. Every name that would be close to yours is gone. So I don't know. People just started calling me grandma and it stuck. But you can call me Ernie, whatever you prefer. You don't have to call me grandma. It's just what I'm kind of known for online. And
okay.
Can we call you the world's greatest grandma? Like this?
Sure.
There you go.
Oh, Grandmama.
But yeah, thank you. First, thank you guys for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Cool.
And I was very interested to jump on and join you guys. And man, the luster of All-Star games has really been lost on me. Like it used to be something that I really, really enjoyed. I looked forward to. I stopped what I was doing, and then at some point I became an adult, and I just didn't care for it much. And watching the exhibition game is not something I'm really super into. Like I don't even go to the Freeway Series when it's Dodgers Angels, when the season starts. So watching a glorified softball game is not really something I'm totally like. I always say this in our wrestling podcast. Give me a why. What's the reason why? Why am I doing this? Why am I watching? When they had the
it's not softball. It's not softball. Let's not go that far. Okay.
It's pretty close.
No, still baseball.
And I mean, okay, sorta, but I don't know, man. Like your question in the lead up when you asked me on our pre-show or the DMs was like, what would make it more competitive, and what, like, I don't know if taking a DH away or home field advantage, something. There has to be something that gets you excited or a reason to watch the game other than a collection of not even the best, maybe second best players in the league that are playing because everybody else wants a 4-day vacation. Like, is it really an All-Star game if Shohei's not playing? Yamamoto's not pitching, and I'm just to call my Dodgers. Like, do I need to see Robleski in an All-Star game? No, it's cool for him, but like, does anybody else in the country care about that? Probably not. So I mean, that's just kind of my come from.
I want to see him. Yes.
I mean, we play every
night. I totally knew who that
night.
Was before you said it. Totally did.
I know who it is, but I mean,
you could tune in at 9:00 every night.
So let's get into this for a minute, Ernie. I'm going to go with Ernie. All right. So let's get into this for a second here. So Dave Roberts, the manager of your Dodgers, who is also managing the National League team right at the moment, had a quote. I want to give you the quote, and then we'll ask some follow-up questions on it. Then we'll talk about, do you think anybody can beat the Dodgers? And we'll talk about that here in a few moments as well. But his quote was, "I've always believed that it's an honor. It's a huge honor to be named as an All-Star, to be able to participate in the game." So the first thing to you, sir, do you think that he feels this way because he was actually never selected as an all-star in his playing career.
Okay, so I put a lot of thought into this because
Okay.
at first I was like, you know what? Yeah, you know what? That's probably there's some truth to that. But then I'm looking back at it and knowing Dave Roberts through, the backstage Dodgers and I've worked in radio in LA for 15 years, so I've gotten to know him a little bit, behind the scenes. And he's not a vindictive guy, and he's not a jealous man. And of all people in baseball to be jealous, like the guy's been to 5 World Series. He's probably one of the top 2 best managers in baseball the last 10 years. His record kind of speaks for himself. Like, what does Dave Roberts need to be jealous about? Like, his lineup is 5 Hall of Famers every night and a top 20 starter almost every night, like 3 to 4 nights out of the week, depending on subjectively who you're talking about. So, like, what really does he have to be jealous of anything about? And sure, not being selected to the All-Star game, I guess it depends on your perspective. Like, that might be a big deal to some people, and it might not be to others. And I believe that if you're selected, you should go because the fans are the ones that voted you in, and the game's for the fans and for the kids, and they want to see a lineup of like an Aaron Judge and maybe a Cody Bellinger or like just a Pete Crow Armstrong. You want to see all these guys batting all the time, and you want to see them in the lineup. And if 1 or 2 or 5 are missing, it's like, well, it's not really the Hall of Fame anymore. It's the Hall of pretty good. And it's like, well, okay. So I think if you're healthy enough to play, you should be at the All-Star game if you're voted in. At least the top 18 players or 16 players. Okay. Other than that, like I don't think it's really from a jealous point of view. I think it's more of like he was saying that from the fans' point of view. Like, if you're voted in, you should go. And I don't think he's throwing any shade at anybody. I think it's just his opinion, and everybody's granted to have one. And just like,
he can't be throwing any shade at anybody. He's got 2 players that aren't there themselves, right, Chief?
Yeah.
Yes. I real quick, I got an update on Caminero.
Okay, give it to us.
This is from I got a message from South Country Cat. He could have put it in the comments, but he sent me directly DM. X-rays negative for Caminero. So that's good. Was anyone watching the game? What the heck was it? It was like middle of the game, do a fireworks show. What the heck was that? Ray Charles is still alive? I didn't know Ray Charles was still alive. Was he playing the?
I saw some kids riding bikes on the grass.
What is going on? I've even forgot the question. You just move on to the next one, Mike.
I'm telling you, it's a softball game.
So and it was, Ernie was talking the entire time the fireworks show was going on, so it was okay. But we're talking about, Dave Roberts saying that everybody should play. If you're voted in, or if you're, everybody should play.
Except for the Dodgers players who doesn't want to play to save them for the rest of the year. Yes. No, Mizorowski, the Brewers, I get it. Like, you have to win the postseason. Brewers have had so much trouble winning the postseason. They laid a brick last year, the Dodgers. They need him healthy in pitching. So they scratched his last start. They're going to give him probably a week and a half break. They have every right to do that because they're trying to win the World Series. So why it sucks, but pitching, that's the way pitching's become. And we just watched Junior Caminero get hit. Luckily, X-rays are negative. But what if he broke his hand, needs surgery, was out for the year? Then the Rays are going to be like, you can't play in that game anymore. You're sitting out. And I would too. I would tell them, you're not playing. We can't risk that. Like you said, They lose Junior Caminero, their chances of winning the World Series, they fall dramatically. So
okay,
they weren't really high on the first season.
I certainly
they're
agree
the
with
best record in the American League, so I'm not knocking them.
I would love to play the Rays in the World Series.
I'm telling you, man, they're just amazing this year. They do a lot of things well.
So yes, this mostly does apply to pitchers. So So, Ernie, I'll go back to you for a second. Should there be an expectation for the pitchers? Like if you pitch on the Sunday before, you don't pitch, or if you pitch on the Saturday before, then you only pitch an inning or something like that? What do you think should happen as far as the pitchers go when it comes to this All-Star game if they pitch on that Saturday or Sunday before the game?
Well, I mean, yeah, you don't want to get anybody hurt, especially, I hope Caminero ends up being healthy because that would be a death blow to Tampa Bay. But if pitchers, it has to be on the rest day. So the bullpen, it should be their bullpen day or the throw day, whatever the All-Star game works on. So outside of that, I just, you don't want anybody getting hurt. These guys are too valuable. And real quick, the reason I think that the All-Star game doesn't have the same cachet is because everybody plays each other now. There's chances to see Aaron Judge versus Paul Skeens. There's chances to see the Miz versus Dylan Dingler. Like there's chances to see these matchups that you wouldn't normally get because they play everybody all season long.
Or Miz versus Bobby Witt. Maybe not Dylan Dingler, but you know what I mean. Yeah.
He was up to bat when I looked at the TV.
Well, I mean, Dingler's got 19 home runs, guys. I mean, he's
60
doing really well.
No, he's been tremendous this year. I'm just saying Bobby Witt, Mizorowski pitching the first inning would have been fascinating against those three lefties. Would have been really fun, but
same with Yamamoto. Like he had just pitched on Saturday, so it's not like he was ducking it. And Shohei, if he's going to play the weekend against Arizona as a Dodger fan, I would have rather him just set out those 3 days and get a whole week's rest. But he chose to play and then take the All-Star game off. I don't like that because you're hurt, but you're not super hurt. Like, what? I mean, I get it.
We might see more and more of that. We might start seeing more and more of that. I'll go to the game, but I'm not playing because I want the whole rest.
Yeah, and I think I guess that's okay. I mean, I don't make those. I mean, this might be the last All-Star game we see for a while.
Hey,
don't tell that to Mike.
I don't want it to be the case. I love baseball, but it's a ugly truth that nobody really wants to talk about. And I do feel they get something done probably like mid-January, because these guys are just shrewd negotiators on both sides. I don't think we're going to get a cap. I think the floor will probably stay where it's at, maybe raise a few $1 million. But the other things that I don't think they're that
something more
far
like
away.
The NBA. Do you think they're something more like the NBA where sometimes you get hard cap, there's 2 apron? Do you think something like that more than a salary cap?
It's really hard to say what you can do when you have the team spending like the Dodgers, the Mets. Like, you can't take players away from them. You're just not going to do it like a expansion draft type of deal. Like these guys have signed and they've had families and they've bought houses. Like the union would fight that tooth and nail. So
it would have to be something. If you had a cap, it would have to be gradual, like over 7 years or something. You have this long to get to it. So it would not happen right away because like I said, the Dodgers and Mets, they would have to trade like half the roster to get under that cap, the proposed cap. But me and Mike are going to do a whole special at some point on that topic.
Yes, we will. It's a fascinating topic. So, going back to what Dave Roberts said last point,
is there a baby crying?
We'll move on.
Hold on. Do I hear a baby crying? Does somebody need? Is there a baby crying in the background? Somebody?
Not me.
Not me. I don't.
Okay, maybe not.
I don't have babies in this house.
I hope there's not a baby in the room crying because I don't have any children. That would be really weird.
I have a little puppy, but he's just asleep.
Okay,
so.
Never mind.
All
anyway,
right. So, gentlemen, should the All-Star game go back to actually meaning something? Should there be the home field advantage? I saw online where a person said that if the loser of the All-Star game should lose the DH in the playoffs. What do you think? Does it need to mean something again?
Are you talking to me?
I think it should mean something.
Either one.
No.
I think it should mean something. I think that's too far of a disadvantage to the team that had nothing to do with the way the outcome of the All-Star game. Like, if somehow the game's over because of something that someone from the Padres or the Cincinnati Reds did, they have they have nothing to do with the World Series or anything that's going on in the playoffs. Like, how are those two teams determining, or players from those two teams determining what is happening in the World Series? So, like, I think maybe home field advantage would be something that you should put back on the table, or maybe a bigger prize pool, more money for the players if they win the game. There has to be some value there. Like, I saw the home run derby winner last night, who was only making like $800K in the season, and he made $1 million last night. Like, that's a huge deal. And
It
so
is for
maybe
him, but
Yeah.
how much of a? I mean, so your Dodgers, right? How many of your Dodgers is it a big deal for?
I would say like your Andy Pages, maybe a Muncy. I mean, not many.
Pies for sure. Pies
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
He's never made it before, right? This is
Pages
Pies
isn't
first.
even making $1 million. So
Yeah.
So
So,
yeah,
I
now
mean, some
Randall puts
guys-
a comment. I'm sorry, sir. Randall puts a comment up here. It says the game doesn't even decide home field advantage or the Fall Classic anymore. I thought it still did. No, John, it does not. The All-Star game is simply an exhibition game now. It honestly means nothing. Cheese, how do you like that? Do you like the fact that it means nothing, or do you think it needs to mean something again?
I wish it meant something, but that was a terrible rule. They did it just to try to mean something. Like, for example, the Cubs won 103 games and had to go at Cleveland, who won, I think, 91 or 92 in the World Series. They did win it in Game 7, but had to win it in Cleveland. That gave Cleveland an advantage, an extra game at home. Shouldn't have had to do that. They won a lot more games. Still won the World Series, but it could have changed it. So you could even have a scenario where an 87 win team hosts an 105 win team. It could happen. So no, that wasn't. They were trying to do. I get why they did. They were trying to make the game mean something. They were trying to have the ratings, which had slipped, and it was really after the tie. Remember when they had that tie? No one had any pitchers left, so they were trying to figure out how do we make it more interesting. But it was terrible. So, but I wish there was. I just don't know what the solution be. Do you guys have a solution besides that to make it worth something? Maybe the league that wins, each of those teams get $500,000 more international bonus money next year. I don't know.
That's actually not a bad idea. Because
I like that, but I don't think that matters to the players. I think it has to be a player driven.
But the owners would then want their players to play in it. They wouldn't say sit them out because we want that bonus money. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, Mark Walters not sending Shohei for $500,000.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
That's a good point. No, but what incentive could you do? I don't know. You don't want to give a team unfair advantage when they win all these extra games. Boy, Nick Martinez, he's just throwing the ball he's just all over the place, man. He's he's all over the place.
Ex-Padre, ex-Red Nick Martinez there.
Just start throwing underhand.
There seems to be a lot of this in this game. These guys are all over the place.
And they still
they're all juiced up and probably
Be saying
the
juiced
lights.
up, man.
No, he's just
you know
missing terribly. Ugh.
Overthrowing, holding it too tight. Yeah, look at that. His release points all off.
What is going on with Brandon Marsh's bat? What does it say on there?
And
is that
his
the
hair.
bat from the movie Dread? I mean, what is
No,
that?
you know what it is? It's a Philly cheesesteak.
Oh, okay.
And it says Marsh and Cheese Whiz.
Interesting.
That guy is like, it's crazy how Philadelphia gets these guys that were kind of drift offs on their previous teams and then turns them into all-stars. They did it with Jason Worth. They're doing it with Brandon Marsh. It's just kind of crazy how they just sort of have a history to do stuff like that as Marsh strikes out.
9 strikeouts and 15 at bats for the National League. I'm definitely looking forward to next year because the Cubs have not hosted the All-Star game since 1990, and it's in Wrigley next year. So I am very stoked. I think that's really
Tentatively.
There's tentative.
Well, we might not have a season.
Oh gosh. Well, then
Looking
what?
at me again.
Well, did they skip? Let's say they don't have a season next year. Do they skip them? I don't know.
You lose it.
They
You lose it just like Atlanta did in the COVID era. They get it back, but you get you're going to wait 2
lost
years.
it for a different reason. Atlanta lost it for a different reason. Some bathroom, some crazy law about voting or something. Wow.
What a play.
You guys are way ahead of me.
Was that Bobby Witt? Yep. Bobby Witt Jr. No, it's Clement.
That was a hell of a
Yeah,
play.
that's a heck of a play.
So the 2028 has not been picked yet.
So if there's no season, you'll probably get the next year available. Just
right.
like
They
how
haven't
the
picked. That's
Dodgers
probably
have
why
the
they
switch
haven't
also.
picked 2028. It says here that the Giants are pushing for it and they're emerging as a front runner. They haven't had it in a while, but I'm guessing they didn't pick the 2028. Usually they do like 3 years ahead, is because they might not be a season. So I didn't even think about that when they announced the Cubs. It's been like at least 2 or 3 years when they announced it was the Cubs. They
used to do 2 to 3 years in advance, so you get like travel plans for fans and stuff like that.
The Cubs are supposed to have the All-Star game next year. Good thing it won this year because only one All-Star, only PCA. So
yeah, I mean, you guys were touching on the Giants real quick about moving. What's his name? The pitcher, I forget his name.
Logan Webb.
I do think they move him and try to get more assets. I don't hate the Giants minor league system at all. I think it's they need more development and they need more trout in the pond, but they're not that far away from competing. They just have a lot of bloated contracts at the top of their lineup. But I think they move Arise and get something good, maybe from the Dodgers. I doubt they trade with us, but contending team could definitely use a guy who gets on base.
If they can move Arise, they've lost a ton of leverage by his comments.
Yes, we'll talk about that here in a moment too.
Real quick, the bike ride. There was kids running around bikes and fireworks. I have no idea what that was. That was weird. It was a perfect time to come on, Ernie, because that was weird.
Yes, it was.
Now they're doing the cancer thing. This game's going to end very late. It's going to go an hour over. Boys to Men. Oh my God! Good thing I haven't muted because I would mute it anyway. Then I don't have to hear Boys to Men.
All right, so let's talk about this. Let's talk about Luis Arise a moment. Let's pull up a picture of him here. I've got. We'll look at our good buddy Luis, and he said something, gentlemen, that I don't know why he would say this. I don't really know what's going on with him, but his direct quote here, he says, "I'm staying at second." When he was asked by Joel Feinstein from. Feinstein's with a bunch of different places, but he was asked by Joel, what's going on if you get traded? And his quote was, "I'm staying at second." Jeez, what does that do to his trade value as you started to talk about a minute ago?
If you don't need a second baseman, it kills the Giants' leverage. That's what it does. Because he can play first. He can DH. He's played both of them. Obviously, he's played first a lot too. So it hurts the Giants' leverage. That's what it does. So there are a lot of teams that need a bat but don't need a second baseman.
Yeah, I agree. So
he's also a third emergency catcher. He can play third. He can play first. He can play short in a pinch. Both corner outfield spots. That's why I wanted him on the Dodgers. But to hear that, I'm sure, bro.
Mike, look at the screen. Ken Rosenthal looks miserable having to hold that sign. He's such a narcissistic prick. Ken Rosenthal is one of the biggest pricks in baseball. He's such a narcissist. He thinks.
Why do you hate Ken?
He's such a narcissist. He's a piece of shit. So he's holding those signs. He looks so miserable. Why do I have to hold these signs? I'm Ken Rosenthal. Because he thinks he's God's gift to anything. He just thinks he's Mr. Baseball Reporter.
For sure. Okay, Mr. Baseball.
I've never heard anybody say they hated Ken Rosenthal. That's
just go online. Find some. You can find YouTube videos about him. What he did when he got away from someone throwing water last year in the playoffs. When someone he bumped them, he looked at him like, "How dare you get near me?" Like he's just a, you know what?
Wow, I didn't know that. I'm gonna look into that. That's crazy.
Yep.
He seems short guy.
Ernie, how about this? Let's do a last question here before the next inning starts, and let's see what you say about this. All right, we certainly appreciate you coming on once again, Grandma. Right, as he is affectionately known, he is Grandmama. He is one half of the Cheap Pop Society, the wrestling show that we have right here on All Gloves Off Sports Media. Grandmama, this is the question: Is there anybody who scares you as a Dodgers fan that may be able to knock them off either in the National League or in the American League?
Okay, do I give you the cocky answer or the actual answer? The cocky answer is
you can choose.
the Hollywood cocky answer is, of course, the Dodgers. Of course not. The realist, the realist, the scared Dodger fan who watches every game with like, oh my God, we're losing, put a fire out, is yes, everybody scares me. Everybody that we play, because you have to be, you can only play the 9 guys that are against you every night, and you're only as good as your competition. We lost the game to the Rockies, and you would have thought the world was on fire. And we just got swept by the Diamondbacks. I'm going to give that to, I think the guys just were ready for their vacation and kind of checked out the last 3 games. But Milwaukee scares the hell out of me. Chicago gets hot, and it's so hard to play in the unfriendly confines of Wrigley Field. Atlanta, I'm always scoreboard watching to make sure they lose. And then in the American League, haven't really focused too much on them, but the Yankees are going to get healthy, and they're going to do something at the deadline. Tampa Bay is always, they come out of nowhere, and our 2020 ring is against them.
I thought you okay. Change your tune on them. Okay.
No, I mean I'm not worried. I would love, out of all the teams in the American League, I would love to play Tampa Bay again. I'm not worried about.
I want to play the Angels.
I would, yeah. Well, they have our number 2, so I'd rather not play the Angels.
Okay.
That's their World Series every game, every time I play. But Kansas City, I don't know as far as standings go, but Kansas City is a good young squad, and I don't think they have the horses to get very far in the playoffs. But
they're terrible this year.
They're not even in the race right at the moment, sir. But that's okay.
But that's a Jack. You always got to be scared of Jack and Bobby Witt. Those are 2 young studs to have in a lineup and fun to watch. I don't think Detroit is scary, especially if they trade off Skubal.
Well, I mean, just as far as the National League goes, though, like you said, Milwaukee scares you. Like they don't scare me until they prove they can do anything in the postseason. They just have not. This group, they go in the postseason and they just disappear. And that series was almost dominant series I've ever seen in my life, what the Dodgers did to them. So I would not be worried about the Brewers until they show something.
But you can't bank on their being inadequate 20 all the time. Like of course,
but they've proven year after year they're going to get in the series and they're just going to do nothing. And so I'm just saying Milwaukee's just been they've been a really good regular season team the last 4 or 5 years and a really bad postseason team. So I until I see it, I would not be worried about them at all.
I would take from you because you're a Cubs guy.
So for just a minute here. So you got Kevin McConnell, 99 hits in the season so far. He tried to get number 100 and went right to the second baseman. You got Raisel Iglesias on the mound now for the National League from the Atlanta Braves, top of the 6th, 1 out. Go ahead, gentlemen.
I'll take it from you as the Cubs fan. I know Bellinger just weekly flight out to left.
I haven't
not weekly. That was almost a gapper. It was really good by Corbin Carroll to get there. I didn't think
Corbin Carroll's a G though. You don't watch enough West Coast baseball.
Dude, Corbin Carroll's a stud, man. He's awesome.
I know. That's so weird to see him in left field.
Machine.
But and then he hit the first guy hit it to Arias. You only play second base apparently at second base, but Milwaukee scares me because I feel like they should be seriously looked at as contenders for Tariq Skubal. And I think if they do get him, that puts them a Skubal and Miz 1-2 is very, very scary. And that's even if the Dodgers get all their horses back and healthy and have a Glasnow, Snell, Yamamoto, no, not Sheehan. Sheehan's going to go in any trade.
Sheehan. I was going to say, you were saying on the Dodgers top 20. I was like, not Sheehan. No, that's
what I said. Either 3 or 4 days. 3 or 4 days out of the week. I
was trying to help the Dodger guy out. He couldn't think of his pitchers.
I still can't. Oh, Wroblewski. Yeah. I don't know. I have that Catholic guilt, so I'm like constantly like, oh, this everything's going too well right now. I hate being the front runner and having all like the best record in baseball because what are you chasing? Rice wasn't at second base, surprisingly, in the shift.
Well, I mean, yeah, he just did straight away second base. He
Is
was
there a
playing close to the
cheetah
bag.
behind home plate, by the way? What in the world? What? Who
Rosa
is
Reigns
that,
up.
and what is he wearing? I mean,
That takes out Marlin, man.
Iglesias is in the All-Star game. I think he's only blown one save all year, but he has actually gotten kind of lucky. He's been hit harder than he has in quite a long time. Like, he has not been as effective, in my opinion. I watch a lot. I would say I'm a Braves fan. I watch a lot of Braves games, but
that's Contreras behind the plate.
he does
I feel
not,
like they overuse
he is
him, though,
not
don't you think?
dominated. So he's been more vulnerable than I've seen in a while.
You think they're overusing him?
I don't think so. I don't think he's necessarily been overused, but it's just
Because that was a problem we were having with Tanner Scott. Like, he would be out there almost every night, and it's like, give the guy a break.
they have started to give him much more breaks because he's on my
Yeah.
fantasy team. Trust me, he isn't. He'll go 3 or 4 games now without pitching. But Iglesias, it just seems like when he's up 2 runs, he'll give up a run a lot of times. Or when he's up 1 run, there'll be 2 men on base when he gets a save. There's been a lot of that this year. So his numbers look good, but if you look at the metrics, it's not been as good. Okay, so he out of it. National League has 1 hit.
I can't believe
One
that's all
hit.
they've got. I really thought they were going to dominate this game.
Hey,
One-
AL pitching, tremendous.
One hit. It reminds me of a line from Major League that's probably
Major
not
League One.
appropriate.
I didn't want to say
yeah.
the slur. Yeah. It's exactly what I was thinking. Bob Euchre line.
Don't worry, nobody's listening anyway.
Indians, 0 runs, 1 hit. 1 goddamn hit.
You can't say goddamn on the air.
Hey!
Major League is
All right, gentlemen. Hey, Ernie, it's been great to have you on. We certainly appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you very much, big Dodger guy. I know that you are. Also, tell us a little bit about yourself and your podcast here on All Gloves Off Sports Media before we let you go, buddy.
So I'm just actually out of the hospital. I've been off for 3 weeks. So Beard's been picking up the slack. I had 3 foot surgeries in the past week. I got like a PICC line in my arm right now, and it's been an ordeal. I'm just getting back. We just recorded our first episode together yesterday, and it released this morning.
Yes, I saw it on the NWO, right?
Yeah, too sweet for life. Not to be throwing gang signs though, but you know.
Yeah.
But we might be talking about doing a podcast, another Dodger. We do a Dodger podcast for Dodgers Tailgate called the Group Chat, and that's being formulated right now. We have a bunch of episodes in the can that I haven't released yet because the chemistry hasn't been there yet. So we're working through that.
Okay.
But we'll be in contact with that shortly about doing something together on that.
All right.
But the Cheap Pop is a wrestling podcast. It's not a traditional wrestling podcast. It's about old school stuff that if you watched as a kid, you'd probably be into this conversation. And that's what it is. It's just a conversation, and it's different perspectives, and it's all subjective. I might like something, you may not like something, and we just kind of weed it out and flesh it out and have a good conversation about it. And it's talking wrestling. So what's more fun than that? And even if you're not super into wrestling, like the stupid things that we talk about, or bringing up stuff from the past, like it's just kind of it's all encompassing and kind of just out there. And then Beard and I also have a third podcast that we're working on called The Art of Nothing, and that's coming out. We're fleshing that one out too, so be on the lookout for that. That's like a murder mystery, Maxim magazine type of thing, and we kind of talk about men's health and the whole mental health and the whole gamut of what guys go through on a daily basis. Give you something to talk about during the day when you're at work, or you're jogging or running or working out, or just in the car to pass time. So
real quick, wait, murder mystery and men's health, like
yeah, so it's all woven together. That's
Okay.
what makes it interesting. Yeah, give us a check out
like Knives Out kind of thing, or like books or movies, or
everything,
or like in real life, like true crime.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about like the first one is going to be the John Benet Ramsey, and then we're going to intertwine it on regular life and how it affects certain aspects of what we're dealing with currently, and like trying to bring together not Beard's really in the mysteries, I'm not, so he's going to educate me as we go on during the podcast, and I'm going to bring it different objectives, like oh, so it's like this, or so it's like this. So it's just something fun we're doing for ourselves. And if we get listeners, cool. If not, hey, we're having fun and we're passing the time by doing that. So
That's really
I know
interesting.
very
That's,
long-winded answer, but
No, that's interesting. I never thought about like a podcast like that. That's interesting.
and if you'd like to come on and join us anytime to talk, either on the Dodger podcast when the playoffs come up, where we play your team, or on the wrestling podcast whenever you want. And if there's a topic you want to bring up, we'll have a whole episode about it. Or if you want to come on the wrestling podcast, the murder podcast, and we can talk about
murder. The murder. Well, I'll tell you what, I don't know much about true crime, but if you talk like movies and TV show murder mysteries, I can join. But
we're gonna.
Cheese
so
almost gets murdered every Tuesday night because we do the 5 flaming 5 and 5, and he's got all this fire around him. And, I mean, it's always 1 or 2 seconds away. So he's really good at that. So
I would like to rejoin you guys when football season starts up. If you'll have me, maybe like a season preview thing, because I'm a huge Jets fan, so I watch a lot of other teams that are good. Yeah, so I would like to watch other teams that are good, because my team's been terrible for the past 16 years. But
okay.
Anyway, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. No problem. I can't believe you just admitted you were a Jets fan on a national podcast, but that's okay.
Jets, Jets.
Well, okay, so maybe that's why. It's
3 first-round
really
picks next year. So there you go.
Right?
Thank you. Quarterback.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, Ernie, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate you. We'll check you out on Cheap Pop Society and the other podcasts that you'll be bringing out very soon. Thank you very much for being on, bud.
God.
Thank you. Have a good one.
No problem. You too, man.
You too, man. Cade Smith splitter is unhittable. You can't get behind this dude. Cade Smith of Cleveland Indians. I hate the Guardians name. This splitter is just insane. I don't think I've ever seen Bryce Harper look so bad. That is just unhittable.
And he's talking to himself as he's walking away. Did you see him talking?
God. Yep. Cade Smith, he has got like way more strikeouts than innings pitched. He just misses
Look at
bats.
that thing tumble. Wow.
Wow.
All right,
Murder mystery.
Appreciate Ernie being on with us.
Yeah.
Good Dodger guy. Thank you very much for that. We've got some more stuff to talk about here as the bottom of the 6th here.
Corbin Carroll's up. He's probably going to triple. Leads MLB in triples. Shocker, right?
Yes. Big shock.
He has like more triples than anyone in the
go.
last like 7 years. He's been in the league like 3 or 4. It's like, oh, he laid off.
I was looking at this backup roster. I think the backup roster might be better than the starting roster on this team.
Do you think the vote should be taken away from the fans because they're getting it wrong a lot?
I don't necessarily think the vote should be taken away from the fans. You want the fans' involvement. I understand what baseball's doing. You and I want to be involved in things like that, but we're better baseball fans than the majority of the people who are voting on this stuff anyway. But at the same point, maybe I'll ask you this way. Is there a huge deal in being a starter in the All-Star game or just being in the All-Star game?
I think just being in for the players. Yeah, the starting's all about the fans, but they voted Ernie Clement more than any votes in the American League. That's a joke. That's insane.
I'm not saying you're wrong, sir.
Toronto's got a Canadian fan base, but they got it wrong about half the starters, maybe a little less than half, but they get it wrong there's sometimes there are guys that are voted in that shouldn't even sniff the All-Star game. And also, if you get off to a great start, if you're great in April and May and just drop off a cliff, you're still probably going to make it. Oh, you still have a good chance to be voted in because that's what they remember. They don't see whether you're hitting 171 the last 3 weeks. They're going to remember, right. Oh, this guy's having this amazing year. So the voting is really what you did the first third of the year. And some guys are second half guys. They're not going to ever take away fan voting because it gets people engaged, gets them more likely to watch the game. Mm-hmm. I voted this guy, he's in. But I really think it should be taken away because they're not getting the right players.
Well, this brings me to this point. Here's the actual poster, right? the guy who's front and center isn't even in the starting lineup. Pete Crow Armstrong. We haven't seen him in this game yet. It's the seventh inning now, and we still haven't seen him in the game yet. I mean, you got Yordan Alvarez to his left, you got Soto on the right, you got Caminero, you got Mike Trout, and then of course you got Sanchez there in the front. But I mean, I get it that all those guys are starting, but I mean, again, the guy you've got front center, the young guy, no Ellie De La Cruz in this thing, no, I mean, you got Junior batting fifth in the American League lineup. I mean, some of the stuff that seems to be going on this time is it's a little crazy to me.
Yeah, they just get it wrong too many times. That's the problem. Maybe one or two starters, you're okay. But when half the lineup is wrong and not deserving, I think it just bothers me. Real quick, I just want to say Cade Smith is just never talked about enough. He has been unbelievable this year, leads the league in saves. He's got 63 strikeouts, 44 innings last year, 104 strikeouts in 73 innings. Just freaking dominated that inning for Cleveland. He's their closer. He's just he's only 27 years old. He is just an absolute beast. I have never actually watched him, to be honest. I probably have. I watched some Cleveland games against Atlanta or Chicago, but like actually sat down and watched pitch by pitch. Very impressive.
He is. He really is. All right, they're going back.
Ernie mentioned this guy. I never heard of him. He's pitching.
Yeah. Well, of course he is. Dave Roberts is the manager. Of course he's pitching.
And Travis Pisano was the first pick. You said 2020. Yeah, 2024.
2024.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? So you got rookie and kind of sort of rookie and rookie here on with each other here. Nice pitch.
A lot of lefties on both sides. You notice that there's a lot of lefty pitchers and a lot of lefty hitters. Maybe that's why the Braves kept drafting lefty hitters. The first two picks were lefty hitters. Maybe so. It's what you need to do now to win, apparently.
Must be.
Okay.
And
keep getting texted. People could comment rather than text me. Maybe you just join the comments. That would be good.
Yeah, that's why we got comments up here for. Everybody can see it at that point, not just Cheese. I mean, I know you all like Cheese, but there's more people on this podcast than just Cheese.
Okay, I'd never heard of this guy. I don't know this guy. There's always 3 or 4 guys I don't know because I just don't watch a lot of Red Sox
center fielder for the Boston Red Sox.
Oh yeah. That's right. He won the Gold Glove last year. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, Raphael.
Yeah, I didn't recognize the name. Really good defensive center fielder. Probably going to win the gold. He and PCA are pretty much won the next 10 Gold Gloves, and they're in the AL and the NL. I mean, it's pretty much over. Like Michael Harris, the Braves, is a very good defensive center fielder. Very good. But he's never going to win a Gold Glove because PCA is going to win every year. He's never going to win it.
And here you go. The guy nobody knows has 2 strikeouts.
Robleski, it's his birthday.
Robleski?
Yandy Diaz is probably one of the most underrated hitters in the game. I talked about Cade Smith, most underrated relievers. Yandy Diaz is just, he can hit. This dude, he can absolutely hit. One of those rare guys that always hits for average. You just don't see that much anymore.
Do you think, I want you to look at the starting pitcher for the Dodgers and how huge his glove is. Especially for a pitcher. Look at that thing.
What do you think that is?
Well, I'm assuming that it's he probably tips his pitches some, and so to hide the pitches that he tips, he just gets a bigger glove, and you can't really see in it. I mean, look at that thing. It covers half his chest.
Yep.
Maybe 3/4 of his chest. He's not a very big guy.
You remember Ryan Dempster?
Of course.
He played for the Cubs for part of his year, Marlins, I think, too. He would move his glove, right?
Mm-hmm.
And show one grip, and then he'd close it, and then show another grip. If there's a man on second, he would show all these grips.
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't know it was coming, he would move his glove in his routine and show different grips, and then you didn't know what was actually coming. I thought it was brilliant because I guess he was. I don't know what team he was on. I guess they said you're tipping your pitches, so he shows you everything. So I'll show you this script and this script of it. You never know what you're going to get. So I thought that was really cool. I haven't seen anyone do that since.
No, and he's on Intentional Talk now. If MLB Network, he's there with Kevin Millar on Intentional Talk as well. Yeah,
Okay.
Sarah Santos.
Yeah, he's. I really like him on TV.
Good deal. Good deal. All right. So now, as if we're not dragging this out enough, we've got the Plastic Miss America here singing.
I don't think I've ever seen a woman wear more makeup than her in my life. She's got a coat of paint on that face. Is PCA not in the game yet? I mean, are they saving him?
He's in center field, but I don't think he's come up to bat yet.
Okay. So at least he's in the game. Okay. Because that's a natural hair color for that singer. Okay. Why are we talking about a singer?
I don't know.
Let's talk about the PCA trade.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Let me do this real quick first. I've already pulled him up on the screen here, and let me. Today, we talked about it's Jesse's birthday. It is also Tim Hudson's birthday, guy who you've got up there on your screen right now.
That's my boy.
Always liked him. Born today, 1975. Four-time All-Star, 17-year veteran. He won 222 games. But here's this. He is one of 26 pitchers in history to win a game against every team in the majors.
You want me to name the other 25?
Yes.
No.
And you've got 10 seconds.
Randy Johnson.
Oh no! I just wanted to throw that up there. I thought that was interesting. Winning a game against every major league team has got to be daunting.
Well, yeah, you pretty much have to be in both leagues. Back then, when there wasn't interleague play, but
there's Trav. He's the other half of the Cheap Pop Society. He's asking us how it's going over here. It's going great. It was going really good when we had Ernie on here as well. So Grandma.
Not so much for the National League, but yeah. But yeah, Tim Hudson was my boy. He was so good for the Braves for many years. So
he was. Okay. So we're going to assume. I don't know the exact order here. I took that part of it off the screen here for a second. But we're going to assume that PCA is going to bat in this upcoming inning. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the trade.
Mm-hmm.
I know you've been kind of itching to do this here. We're in I believe it's the 7th inning now. So let's make sure that we do everything. Yeah, he was a great guest, Trav. Appreciate that. Appreciate you and your podcast there. Again, Cheap Pop Society. You can catch it right now. Actually, they just did a brand new episode on the NWO. It released today. A couple of shorts will be put up on our site as well. So
we've never had a guest have 3 surgeries in a week and still join us.
Right, that's a first.
Mad respect.
Yes, even had the pick line still in his arm. So
yes,
the pick line goes straight to the heart. So I mean, that's it's not nothing to fool around with there. So PCA was traded from the Cubs because they did not draft him. Cheese, where did they get him from, and who did they give up, and how has that benefited the Cubs?
Yeah, so 2021, the Cubs were not very good. They were 5 years removed from the World Series, and they traded Anthony Rizzo and Chris Bryant. I mean, everyone was for sale, basically, all their veterans. And the Mets really needed a second baseman. And the Mets at the time, I think, were 48-40, and they were going for it. We're going for it this year. We just need to get another bat. So they traded. They wanted Javi Baez. They also got Trevor Williams. I guess they needed a fifth starter, but Trevor Williams was terrible for the Cubs that year. So I don't know why they included him. I don't know if the Cubs asked him to take his salary. And what the Cubs got in return was a 19-year-old who was listed as the 5th best prospect at the time at the Mets organization, although he hit .417 in A-ball before he hurt his shoulder, so he needed shoulder surgery. I think that's the main reason he got traded. is he needed shoulder surgery. I mean, he's hitting 417 A ball. Why would you trade that guy? But and his name was Pete Crow Armstrong. He'd been the Mets' first round pick the year before. So 5th best prospect in Mets organization at the time. So you're thinking, okay, that's pretty good value, but you know, nothing. It wasn't like, oh my God, the Cubs stole that trade at the time. And Javi Baez played really well for the Mets down the stretch. The problem is the Mets team collapsed and missed the postseason, and Javi Baez left and signed with the Tigers in free agency. So that's what happened. And the Cubs now have Pete Crow Armstrong. If you do not know who he is, he's pretty good.
He is pretty good. We just had another guy who was pretty good that popped out to short left field. That's Matt Olson from the Atlanta Braves. So
He's not representing. I'm a little disappointed. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
That's right. You don't want to be mad here, sir.
Lopez is up. He's been terrific.
Mm-hmm.
I never heard of him until this year. But
I don't think a lot of people had. I'm in that boat too. Another guy with that great big huge knob on the end of the bat. That thing is.
But
Joey Votto started that a few years ago, but he did it looked like a hockey puck. These guys are.
But obviously the Mets. I'll defend the Mets. Like, they didn't know PCA would be like this. Shoulder surgery, only 19, a lot of projection left. They knew his defense was amazing, but they didn't know if the bat would ever come around. He didn't hit for power at all, too, in high school or that year. Like, he didn't show any power, and he's got a lot of power now. So,
you're going for it. Sometimes he didn't hit for power even in the upper minor leagues for the Cubs. I mean, yes. He really hasn't hit for power until the last 3 seasons.
I think his career high was 11 in the minors. So. You didn't know where you get. You knew he had speed. And you had defense, and you didn't know if he had a hit tool. You didn't know if he hit for power. You didn't know he had 5-tool potential. And the Mets, like I said, they were going for it, and it's not like Javi Baez didn't hit. It's just the rest of the team collapsed. But it could go down as one of the worst trades in recent memory, though. Unfortunately.
Well, or fortunately, depending on which team.
Yeah, or fortunately, yeah, bad for the Mets. But that's the thing with trades. Like, I feel like most of the time, you know, a lot of prospects don't work out, especially 19-year-olds, you know, a lot of them don't work out. And you look back at the trade, like the Fred McGriff trade the Braves got from the Padres. There's 4 guys. No one's ever heard of any of those 4 guys. None. Braves stole that trade, but you don't know. Sometimes it's an unknown. And the Mets obviously did not think Pete Crow Armstrong would ever develop in this kind of player.
Well, no, but that's why you have scouting. That's why you have a scouting department and things like that. I mean, you know, those guys are supposed to be able to see these things and find these, you know, so-called diamonds in the rough. Here's my guy. Finally. I guess my guy's going to bat before your guy is. So you got
if PC is bad and we missed it. It might have been quick because I don't know. But yeah, Sal Stewart's up. Sal Stewart looks like a guy that should be like working for Tony Soprano. Especially with the mustache, but it's gone.
Yeah,
he looks like his name should be Bruno, not Bruno.
Oh, it's Sal. I mean,
Sal, yeah, Salvatore maybe is that his first? I'm gonna look it up. Is it Salvatore?
I don't know. I just know him as Sal.
Boy, he's on my fantasy team too. I'm in first place, by the way. It's pretty obvious, I think. He's been tremendous.
Pitch right down the middle. 3 ball, 1 strike count.
It's just Sal. Sal Maxwell Stewart. What?
I was going to say, in those kind of counts, when you take the pitch, you got a 3-0, you take the pitch right down the middle. You're going to get the same pitch on the next one too, more than likely. But
they got him 32nd overall in the draft. That's a steal. I thought he was a top 10 pick. I assumed.
Mm-mm. Reds got lucky with him and Ellie De La Cruz.
Yep.
So Sal Stewart walks.
He does that quite a bit.
He does that a lot, actually.
A lot. And we got a pitching change.
Of course we do. I mean,
that's a good walk. You're down 3-0. You got to get base runners, So.
Mm-hmm. Looks like Wood is on deck, I believe. And
Yeah,
as
the
you're saying,
Reds. It seems like the Reds have had a lot of luck last 5 or 6 years with their first round pick, their first pick. It seems like
they've got a decent farm system. I mean, I'm a little upset with them because they haven't used some of those guys as trade baits and gone out and gotten a big, one big player. To me, they're one 40 home run outfielder away from competing in this division, and it's like they refuse to go do it. I mean, I get that they didn't want to pay for Schwarber as much as what he wanted, but there's other guys that they could have gotten or they could have traded for, and now I see where everybody and their mom's trying to get not Sal Stewart. Oh my gosh, I just lost his name. I can't believe I did that.
not Spencer Steer.
Yes, Spencer Steer. Yes.
Oh, okay, Spencer Steer. Okay.
Including your Braves. Your Braves are.
Spencer Steer is very streaky.
He is, but he can play everywhere. He's played every position this year except pitcher, catcher, and shortstop.
He should be pitching. God, I can't believe he can't pitch. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Right? Don't want to be mad. All right, we got a few more things that we need to get to here. I was kind of waiting for Jordan Walker to come up to bat. I wanted to talk about him a little bit. Where he.
Yeah, he's been tremendous this year.
Right, and he's not come up to bat. Jackson Churio's in the same boat. I'm kind of waiting for him to come up. I tell you what, let's do this. Last players on every team to hit 40 home runs.
Oh, gosh.
There they are. The one that really should stand out to you is Willie Stargell for the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yes.
Wow, Stargell played football too?
Yes,
Boy, he was
did.
amazing. He's amazing. Luis Arias is about to be up.
So Willie Stargell was the last player to hit 40 home runs for the Pittsburgh Pirates, and he did that back in 1973. So the Pittsburgh Pirates have not had a 40 home run hitter since 1973.
Yeah, Bonds and Bonilla must have never done it. That's crazy. Just look, everyone else has a 2 at the front. Everyone else. A lot of them 2019 or sooner. I'm a little disappointed in my Cubs. 2005? I guess Alfonso Soriano never did it. A little surprising there. Derek Lee, God, it's the last. Derek Lee had 3 amazing seasons, and the rest of his career he was above average at best. He's not a Hall of Famer, never sniff it, but he had 3 years where he just hit everything. He finished second or third in the MVP
Cleveland, right? Most people probably don't even know who Travis Hafner is.
Probably, I know who Travis Hafner is.
Well, I know you would know who Travis Hafner is, but all the kids watching the game right now are like, Travis who?
And the Cardinals, not since Pujols in 2010. Jordan Walker will probably break that this year. It'll be close. Christian Yelich had that one amazing year. Just one amazing season.
Yes. Even the Marlins.
The Giants. The Giants have a lot of trouble with power bats since Barry Bonds. They have too.
Yeah, that's true. Barry Bonds. Their last one.
How many players are on this list twice? I see Ohtani is. Is there anyone else on this list twice?
I don't know. I don't think so. I didn't.
I don't think so either.
No, it doesn't look like it. You got me really looking at it now. I'm trying to watch the game and look at the list, and it's like, daggone you.
Mark Reynolds. Holy crap. Blast from the past. Gosh. Diamondbacks need a stud bat too, because that's too long.
Yes.
Anthony Santander. Whatever happened to that guy?
I don't know.
He had one amazing year for the Orioles. The Blue Jays signed him, and he just did nothing last year.
Yep.
Todd Frazier, White Sox. Wow. Anyway.
Well, I mean, even if you look at Houston, right? The last Houston guy to do it, Alex Bregman. I would have thought Yordan Alvarez had done it, but I guess he's not 40 or more.
He's on pace this year, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wanted to look at that because of the home runs. Now I'm gonna pull up another thing here real fast, so I'm not gonna, I know we like to see all of you. I'm not gonna fix you right at the moment because I'm gonna pull up a couple other things here. Let's see, we did last half strength of schedule. We did the playoff odds. I think we've done everything that I wanted to pull up right there. So, okay. Remove that. I guess I am going to fix you. There we go. That looks nice.
Thank you.
You're very welcome, sir. So, we looked at the standings. We looked at Pittsburgh as far as the hitters go. Do you think that they have the second best or the third best chance in the National League behind Milwaukee, Chicago? Would you go Milwaukee, Chicago, Pittsburgh?
Wait, one more time. Milwaukee, Chicago, Pittsburgh.
Yes,
Like-
for the National League to make the playoffs. Milwaukee is actually, obviously number one.
You mean the Central?
What did I say? Did I say it wrong?
No, but I mean, no. Just sorry. Someone sent me a message.
Stop sending cheese messages.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's probably.
Not St. Louis, not Cincinnati. You would put Pittsburgh third?
Yeah, I put Pittsburgh third. I put if Pittsburgh can get. Yeah, I their lineup has been really doing well. They just swept the Brewers. Actually, put up 14 runs on them on Sunday.
Mhm.
So, I would put Pittsburgh third.
Okay.
And before the season, I really thought the Cardinals would be last. I really did.
Me
I thought
too.
the other four teams definitely had a chance to make the postseason. In fact, I picked three of them to make the postseason. I actually picked the Reds, Pirates. I picked the Reds, Cubs, and Brewers all to make it. Three of the six playoff teams I picked from that division. So who knows? We'll see what happens. But the Reds have definitely been one of the more disappointing teams.
Yeah,
Sorry.
absolutely. So here we go. Top of the eighth. National League is down 3-0 still. They've
So-
only got
It's
two
very
hits.
simple here. You can't give up any more runs. You got to hope you rally. This is the problem with All-Star games. Like a lot of times there's just like such good pitching. There's PCA. There's just the pitching is just it's so amazing. And a lot of these young hitters especially haven't faced these pitchers. So they can't do anything against them.
Yes, and I don't know if I like this. So, Dave Roberts opens his mouth and says that everybody should play that's voted in and yada, yada, yada. So he acts like the biggest thing to him is making sure that everybody can play. Yet here is his Dodger pitcher coming out for his second inning of work, seventh and eighth inning. And you've got all kinds of players still waiting in the wings.
He did throw. I get what you're saying. I think he put him out there because he didn't throw many pitches at all. It was really quick. We barely even said his name.
Yeah, but you got Sale, you still got Skeens, you still got Webb.
Some of them, though, may have said like, okay, unless you absolutely need him, don't use him. Especially Sale. He's a veteran. Skeens, I would use Skeens absolutely already.
Well, yeah, but Skeens did just pitch. He pitched
Did he?
on
Okay.
Sunday, I believe.
Well, even if they pitch Saturday, I don't necessarily would want my guy to use them. But it's the only way to fix that is to have a whole week off and play the game on Thursday. So have Monday through Wednesday off and play the game on Thursday, and then have a whole week All-Star break. That's the only way to fix it, so everyone can pitch.
But I don't want to do that because
That's upper deck.
okay. Well, you are really far ahead of me.
I think I'm gaining because at first I was probably only about 7 or 8 seconds. I think I'm gaining for some reason.
Oh, yeah, he knows he's got it.
That was what do you call those? A meatball, a mistake? What do you call those? Is there like a term?
Yep, that's a That's
The
right
hook,
down the
gave
middle.
him the hook. No, just right down the middle.
Yeah, or as my good buddy Jeff Brantley would say, right down Broadway. Mm, he knows it too.
Greg Maddux would, he had such good control, could pretty much put it anywhere. The only times he would ever throw it down the middle is when it was 0-2 because the hitter would never expect it. That's the only time he would even throw it close to down the middle. Because the hitter a lot of times would just, no, he's going to waste a pitch or whatever. And it worked.
Well, this is probably a moot point now because it's 4-0, and I'm not sure if you're going to use either one of them. But I was going to ask you who you'd think they would use in the ninth if they needed somebody. Whether it would be Johan Duran because he's with the Phillies, or would they go with Mason Miller? But 4-0, I'm not sure if it even matters now.
Yeah, they're down. I'm guessing Aroldis Chapman maybe is going to pitch for the AL. I could be wrong. I don't think they've used Jacob Latz, who's been amazing for the Rangers this year also. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, you've still got, let's see, you still got Schittler with New York. Who, you got to be careful with that name.
Schlittler.
Yes.
There's a lot of ways that name could go wrong.
Yes, it could. It could. I mean, you basically got almost all the relief pitchers.
I think Brian Baker hasn't pitched, has he?
No, they haven't used Baker. They haven't used Chapman. They haven't used Latz. They haven't used Varland.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Forgot about Varland.
They haven't used any of those guys yet. Gone with all starters so far.
Varland has been tremendous. I mean, he might have the lowest ERA in baseball if I'm not correct. It's funny that Blue Jays just look at their roster on paper. You thought they'd be one of the best teams. They should have won the World Series. Went to 7 games, lost 2 games they shouldn't have. I just don't understand it. I mean, I know their lineup's they've underachieved, but still, it's just Dylan Cease and Varland playing so well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Wonder what PCA is saying. What he's saying is, why aren't you guys listening to the Lights Out podcast?
That is what he's saying.
Yeah.
I know it is because he's a big fan.
He also, I can read lips, so this is also what he said.
Oh, okay.
He said, Rhode Island is neither a road nor an island. And he's correct.
Only the knowledge dropped by PCA in the middle of the All-Star game would be something like that.
Pretty knowledgeable for 24 years old.
Yes, absolutely.
Do you know his mother was the mom in the movie Little Big League?
Yes.
Do you know that? Yeah.
Yes.
He grew up in Hollywood. Yeah.
Why?
It's crazy. She played a mom of in a baseball movie, and he became one of the best baseball players in the league. It's crazy. What are the odds of that?
Well, that was not as close as I thought it was going to be. I was like, why in the world is he challenging that pitch? But I guess it really wasn't that far off. So, okay. Sir, I'll save that.
Mike is saving that.
I'm going to save the Jordan Walker thing because I'm hoping he's going to bat before it's all said and done.
I would have put him in like the 4th inning. They do
right?
Absolutely mash, and he won the home run derby yesterday. I don't know why he hasn't. I just don't understand it. But Dave Roberts, whatever.
Yeah. So most home runs by a designated hitter. I thought we were talking earlier. Maybe the loser of this game loses the DH in the playoffs. We thought about that possibly. So I found this stat here. 531 for David Ortiz. Shohei Ohtani with 290, I believe that's 8. I'm getting old, so I can barely see it. Is it number 2? Frank Thomas, then Nelson Cruz, Edgar Martinez, Harold Baines Chicago White Sox, like from way, way long ago. And
Your boy.
And if that's not old enough for you, here's a guy that I met before he passed away. One of the first spring training, like 12 or so years ago. Don Baylor for the California Angels is there on the list. Edwin Encarnacion, Jose Canseco, and Travis Hafner. Cheese, what does it say that we don't have any current players on this list besides Shohei? All the rest of them don't play anymore.
It says that one, like National League didn't have DH for a long time, and two, a lot of guys are part-time DHs. Like Frank Thomas will be number one on this list if he DH every single game he ever played, but he played a lot of first base. So he has well over 500 homers. I could be wrong. Maybe he's second. Don't quote me on that, but I know Frank Thomas hit the 500 mark because I remember one of those, just when you're younger, you just remember like seeing that highlight. But I think it just says that a lot of teams aren't using full-time DHs anymore. Or they're DH 1 year, then we sign someone, we lose a guy in this position. Oh, he can play that, so we're going to move you back to the field, or vice versa. So I think that's the main thing. And the Cubs use a rotating DH, for example. They don't have a full-time DH. So I think that's the point. What do you think?
I'm with you. A lot of teams kind of rotate the DH. They give guys, days off in the field by using them as DH and things like that. So I understand why this number is not, we don't have a current person here, but I don't know. I thought we'd have someone else besides Shohei. I mean, there are plenty of good DHs out there, and I guess just not enough plate appearances, just not enough trips.
I'll say this about Edgar Martinez. He wasn't necessarily a power hitter. He would always hit for a high average. Like that's a lot of home runs. He was a full-time DH, but he was more of a average hitter, I'd say, than homer. But I didn't realize he hit that many homers. So there just weren't a lot of full-time DHs that were just big-time power sluggers that played a long time.
Yeah. All right. Bottom of the eighth. This is the first batter up, Wood. And we just talked about this guy. Varland is now in for the Toronto Blue Jays.
Wood, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, did he come over in the Juan Soto deal from San Diego? Okay. Don't quote me on that. But there was a massive trade when the Nationals had Juan Soto. And the Padres went after him. They ended up trading him to the Yankees, but there was one really big prospect they gave up, and I think it was him, but I could be wrong.
No, the big prospect they gave up was the pitcher that's now in Texas.
Okay.
Hang on, I'm looking.
I am too.
We'll see which one's faster. You're probably going to be faster because I'm looking at.
No, James Wood was not part of it. Wait. No, wait, that's the wrong trade. It says to the Yankees. No, that's not. It gave me the ChatGPT gave me the wrong trade.
So he actually was in that deal. He was traded.
He was. Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay.
I saw the base hit, so I looked up there. And look who did it. Look
Yeah.
who got the base hit.
PCA MVP. He's going to spark it. Look at that. Since June 1st, 374 average. He actually had a stretch of like 17 games where he hit like 440 at one point. Oh, man, right at a guy. Hunter Goodman, the catcher for the Rockies. Hey, the Rockies have someone in the game. You know what's the craziest thing I saw?
What's that?
I was going to mention the time, but we were talking. I forgot. The Pirates have more than one player in this game. They never do. It's always one player. The Pirates, they get one. That's it. They have two players in the game. So good for you.
Oh, man. So
So
just
what was the
to
trade?
round out that conversation, so the Padres traded Jarlin Susna. They got C.J. Abrams, Mackenzie Gore, Robert Hassel III, and Luke Voigt. and they traded away Josh Bell and Juan Soto.
DJ Abrams too?
Yes.
Wow.
And Mackenzie Gore.
And Mackenzie Gore is now on the Rangers. I don't know.
Yes, but still, to put all those names in one trade is, and Robert Hassel III is still in their minor leagues, and he may be something before it's all said and done.
They just designated him for assignment.
Did they really?
Yeah, he's been a bust.
Wow.
And I know who he is because he was a Canadian outfielder. The Braves really scouted him big time, and there's rumors they were like going to get him under Slaughter or whatever, and then decided not to draft him.
So we're back up to the top of the lineup. Now we got Herrera for the
only PCA can hit for the National League apparently, and that was they have 3 outs. You're saying there's a chance, just like the Reds. The
maybe it's because they're not letting this guy hit. Maybe that's what it is.
I would let him hit a lot because he's very.
I would too. Let's talk about him here for a second, buddy. Pull up some of his. I got some notes on him here. I wanted to make sure that we gave him his love. I can't believe that he is not batted yet. So, Cheese, listen to this, right? This is the story of Walker over the last year. So 1 year ago, as of yesterday, Jordan Walker in 55 games had 3 home runs and a .562 OPS in the 2025 season. Today, he's got 22 home runs. He's an all-star, and he's the 2026 Home Run Derby champion. What a turnaround in a year.
So he was a top 10 prospect. So this isn't like out of nowhere. Like he looked like a bust. I mean, it takes a few years. Sometimes guys struggle. You know how baseball works. They struggle, they adjust. But he was starting to look like a bust because he was a top 10 prospect at one point. He was drafted, I believe, in the 20s. But it's tremendous. Now he's become one of the best hitters in baseball. Let's be honest. That's the way he's hitting this year. So it's pretty amazing, and it's definitely helped the Cardinals out. I was just kind of looking up his stats, and it's just like, good Lord. I think one thing he did, he was always a free swinger. I think he's walking more. He's been more disciplined. Mm-hmm. That has helped a lot for sure.
Well, I mean, I know you didn't watch it, but if you would have watched the Home Run Derby, he was not swinging for the fences. He was not trying to do what a lot of the other hitters were doing. This is trying to put him in the second and third tank on,
500 footers. Yeah.
Yeah. He was okay. So I know if I swing like this, it's going to make it over the fence. And that's all he was doing. He was hitting them 8, 10, 12 rows back pretty consistently. So is he the reason why the Cardinals are where they are? Is he putting them on his shoulders right now?
Yeah, he's a big reason. There's no doubt about it. I think him and J.J. Weatherholt, two of the best young hitters in baseball, probably. It's been huge for them.
Now they just signed Weatherholt to a big contract, like 7 years. I think 120 or somewhere in that neighborhood.
I think the biggest surprise Weatherholt defensively. He's been one of the best defensive players in baseball this year. Didn't expect that. I mean, it's not. I didn't think he'd be a bad defensive player, but that might even be ahead of his bat. But just really good, young, exciting players, and 2 guys to build around. And the Cardinals, they've come back to earth a little bit. They got off to a really good start. I do think they should probably sell. They're still in it though, but their future looks bright. They got a good farm system and 2 really good young hitters to build around.
Do you think that if you were the GM, we got so we do have Mason Miller out there.
Ooh, Murakami's up versus Murakami. Ooh, this is fun. Murakami strikes out a lot, and we got one of the best strikeout pitchers probably in baseball. So this is like strikeout versus strikeout. So we'll see what happens.
Well, when you throw 102 on the inside part of the plate, I mean that's.
Well, Murakami's great if he makes contact. He just doesn't make contact a lot, and he did not make. Oh, sorry, spoiler.
That's a big if, right? That's a big if.
Yeah, you're about to see. It doesn't go well for him.
We talked about Pittsburgh earlier as well. So I got this from Opta Stats, one of the X accounts that we follow here on All Gloves Off Sports Media. The Pirates are the second MLB team ever to enter the All-Star break in Major League Baseball that they were last in Major League Baseball in runs per game in 2025, and now they're first in 2026. The only other team to do it was the 86-87 Cardinals. I know you said third. I've been kind of building on this as we went along in this game, but how much do you believe in them? Or you keep saying they're a year away. Are you going to stick by that statement, or do you think maybe they can make the playoffs this year, being the Pittsburgh Pirates?
Oh, I absolutely think they can make the playoffs this year. I didn't pick them. I almost did. When I said they're a year away, I mean like from actually like contending. Like I think they are actually a year away from being a contender. I like what they've done. One of the biggest criticisms of the organization is they haven't developed bats, and I think they're finally doing it. They've had no trouble with pitching, and then they trade them to the Yankees or Dodgers as pitchers. But I think they're doing a better job developing, and I just feel like they're very young and they're 1 year away, and I think they could have a pretty good stretch, 2027, 2031, that stretch, that good young core led by Paul Skeens. I think that it's about to go really well for Pittsburgh. And the division, the NL Central is just going to be insane the next few years. I don't think, assuming the Reds turn around, which I assume they will, there's just not a bad team. And so I don't know what's going to happen. There's none of them project to be bad over the next 2 or 3 years. They don't. They all have at least some young core group of players that are good.
All right. So I want to kind of focus on a couple of individual players here for a second. Let's pull up this picture and see if I need to. Yeah, I need to take this off.
By the way, he's on my fantasy team.
Oh, you keep saying that.
I'm in first place. There's a reason.
So this
I have
is
Christopher Sanchez as well. I have Jacob Mizorowski as well.
Did anybody else pick on your draft day, or I mean?
So I had someone drafted Pico Armstrong right before, and Chris Sale. Those are the two I could not get. They drafted him right before, but I got everybody else.
Okay. So I'm sure you've heard Zach Wheeler had the chance to go to the All-Star game, but he declined because he said he felt disrespected that he wasn't asked to go in the original lineup, and he wasn't going to take a spot basically filling in for somebody else. I really don't like him saying that and doing that. I don't like that kind of attitude whatsoever. What do you think about Zach Wheeler saying, I'm not going to the game if I don't get chosen in the original lineup?
3 quick points about that. One, he deserved to be in. He's been tremendous this year.
Yes.
He absolutely deserved it, more than some pitchers that did make it. Okay. 2, it's your hometown team. You're a Philly, and the Phillies hosted it. You should want to be in it. You should want to, obviously we never played in Major League Baseball, but I can't imagine not only making the All-Star game, but making it and playing in your home stadium. I think it's incredible. That's the second point. The third point, he's a little bitch. He's a little baby, whiny little bitch. Give me a break. He's just, come on, get over your ego. You were asked to be in the All-Star game. Just accept. Oh, God, I'm hurt. How dare you not? Give me a break. What a little baby. Come on. This is pathetic. I lose so much respect for him. I'm so tired of people. Oh, my pride is hurt. My pride. Just get over it. It's not about you. It's not about you. Yes, some people, every year, people that deserve to be in the game don't make it. Every year. Michael Harris should be in the game, outfielder for Atlanta. But if you look at the outfield roster for the National League, you get why he didn't make it. I didn't see him complain. Get over yourself.
Yes. I am 100% with you on it. We got a half inning left to go. I want to make sure, and it is going to be Aroldis Chapman to come in and close it out for the American League here. Zach Wheeler I wanted to get to. I also wanted to get to another guy here. Let me pull the picture up that I've got here real fast.
Do you agree with me? Do you agree with my third point? Do you agree with me that he's?
I do. Okay. Yeah, sure. We'll finish this up because we should.
I want to get your take.
Like I said, I didn't like the
You
attitude.
sent me that, and I was just like, "What? Come on, man, get over yourself."
Right. Go to the game. Yes, I know you weren't chosen maybe where you thought you should have been, but you were still chosen, right? We talked about it earlier. Does the word starter really mean a whole lot when it comes to the All-Star game, or is it okay, I was chosen to go to the All-Star game? I would think that it's the part where we say I was chosen is the main part and what you probably need to focus on. Here is a guy I don't know. I don't think he made the All-Star game this year from the Milwaukee Brewers, Jackson Chourio. But I saw this stat, wanted to point it out here. Jackson Chourio is one of 7 outfielders with these stats: over 50 home runs, over 50 stolen bases, and over 80 doubles before he turned, I believe, 23.
Well, they're all like 19 or 20 on the list.
Are they? Are they younger than I think they are?
Oh, maybe that's when they made their debut. Okay, but over 20. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. So one of 7 outfielders in MLB history to have 50 home runs, 50 stolen bases, 80 doubles before the age of 23. That's correct. So he's becoming somebody that I think needs to get a little bit more respect on his name too. What do you think about Jackson Chourio and where he's at as far as that part goes?
2 years ago, he was like the number 1 prospect in baseball. Was getting a lot of respect. He's kind of like, I guess I think he was hurt for a lot last year. But that's incredible. That list is incredible.
Isn't it though?
But I mean, but you do have to have. I'm not trying to take away from him. You have to have opportunity. You have to be called up at a young age. Some guys don't get called up till they're 22, 23, but still, it's impressive. And he is one of the best young hitters in baseball, and he's very toolsy. One of the, headlines of this really good young core for the Brewers.
Right. I mean, when you're on a list with Penza, Cesar Cedeno,
Orlando Cepeda.
Yeah, Orlando Cepeda, Andrew Jones, Ken Griffey Jr., and Mike Trout. I don't care if it's, the best tobacco spitting guy in baseball. I mean, when you're on the list with those guys, you should be proud to be on that list without a doubt.
Jordan Walker is up.
Of course he is. After, I decided to talk about him earlier.
You think he's going to hit a homer and be the only run they score?
He was trying to with that first swing. I tell you that. But again, I don't blame him. Chapman's even smiling about him. Boy,
I tell you what I like. He's so relaxed in the batter's box. He looks. Maybe it's. I could be wrong, but it just feels like when I watched him last year, he wasn't that relaxed. He looks so relaxed, and his play discipline's better. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing with him. If you watch him in the home run derby, he did not look tired. He didn't. I mean, he was almost Eeyore-ish, like, okay, I'm going to hit another ball over the fence. And, he just went about his business and did it and won.
By the way, that's a Winnie the Pooh reference for people that don't know. Anyone under 35, that's Winnie the Pooh.
Okay. That's actually Eeyore, but yes, it is with the Winnie the Pooh.
But Winnie the Pooh was part of Eeyore is part of Winnie the Pooh. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I don't think Jordan Walker is going to be the run if they score.
Well, yeah. Again, you must be ahead of me again.
Yeah.
I see he's 2-2 right now, bottom of the ninth, no outs. Chapman.
But
yeah,
Matt Olson's up next, and he'll hit a 5-run homer with no one on base, first time ever.
Yep, a 5-run bases empty grand slam, right?
Or not. So we're about done. Anything else you want to talk about? Because this is almost over.
Well, I mean, the only other thing that I've got here that we really haven't had a chance to talk about is this. We pretty much know how this game is going to end here.
They're making a change. They're actually making a pitch change. We have time. Okay. Let's go.
So most retired numbers by a franchise.
Green and Brian Baker to get the save. Okay, go
ahead. Yankees at 22, most retired numbers by the franchise. Giants, they're at, I believe, 18 or 16. I can't really tell.
16.
Is it 16? Cardinals, 15. Dodgers, 13. Mets, 13. Your Braves at 12. The Phillies at 12. And then the Reds, Red Sox, and Tigers all
They've all
have
been around a long time. All of those organizations.
yes, all these organizations have been around a long time. That's the first point. The second point, I mean, the Yankees retiring 22 numbers, right? What should be the criteria, Cheese, if you're deciding, okay, this is what you have to do to get your number retired by our franchise? What qualifications do you have to have?
If you just look at the 22 guys, they make sense though. They've had so many amazing players. Like are you not going to retire Derek Jeter? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know, Mariano Rivera, are you not going to retire his number? Like, they've had so many just Hall of Fame incredible players. That's why they've been one of the most successful franchises in sports history. So, criteria is you got to be a Hall of Famer. You got to be one of the best players in your era for quite a while, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And the Reds have 11. The Reds won the World Series in 1919. You remember it. You were a little boy at the time. But they won. A lot of people don't know this. Who won the World Series? The Black Sox game, the White Sox game, the Black Sox. The Reds won that World Series. Most people don't know who won the World Series when the White Sox threw it. It was actually the Reds.
Yes.
Most people don't know that.
Okay. So we're watching the All-Star game.
So there you go.
Yes. I appreciate that. I thought maybe we were going to get through a show without you telling everybody how old I was, but I guess you got in right at the end.
Hey, the Reds won the 1919 World Series. You should be happy.
Yes, and I was there to see it. So we're watching the All-Star game. We're talking about retired numbers, Cheese. Do you need to have an All-Star appearance to have your number retired?
I mean, I would be shocked if you didn't. I mean, how can you not? Like, I don't think there's anyone that would be retired by a franchise would be in so many All-Star games because you'd be one of the best players at your position. So I don't think it should be a criteria, but it should be obvious, right?
And of course.
Is there like a specific example that or like,
no,
what do you think?
No, it's not a specific example. I mean, I was just, I was trying to link everything together here, because we're watching the game, and I saw this stat and I was like, wow, I can't believe the Yankees have retired 22. And then I started looking at everybody else and, 16, 15. Have there really been that many great players in all of these franchises to get their numbers retired? And aren't we going to run out of numbers?
Like 130, 140 years, some of these franchises. So
well, that's true. That's true.
It's been so long. That's why. I mean,
and of course,
the Yankees have just been very fortunate to have some of the best players in their era for so long. And Sal Stewart, run! Okay. That will do it. Sal Stewart made the last out.
Oh, did he? Okay. Yeah. I was going to say the guy probably nobody knows is standing over on first base in Lopez. So
well, the NL cannot win back-to-back games. They can't do it. They just can't. They can't. That concludes the All-Star game. Clearly, the MVP is whoever got that hit in the first inning. It's been so long, I can't even remember. Who got that big hit? Was it Bobby Witt? No, it was who hit after Witt? The Bellinger?
Yeah, it was Bellinger. That's why they're showing Bellinger on the screen. Okay. All right, buddy. Well, shoot. This was pretty fun. I like doing this. Tell everybody, when is our next watch-along going to be?
Next year's All-Star game, we'll do it again. Our next watch-along, probably Hall of Fame game.
Yes, we committed to the Hall of Fame game.
Hall of Fame game. So here's the thing with the Hall of Fame game. Okay, it is preseason football. A lot of stars won't play. But throughout, we will talk a lot about NFL upcoming season, maybe some college football. We'll do some preview kind of stuff. So it won't just be about the game. So make sure you do subscribe, hit the bell for our YouTube channels. Check it out. I am Football with Cheese on YouTube. Yes.
And of course, we are All Gloves Off Sports Media on our YouTube as well. All Gloves Off SM on X. And your X is again, buddy?
It is football and then cheese. For just football, cheese, CHEEZ. So yes, and we'll probably do a playoff game or two in baseball. We're tentatively going to do the day before Thanksgiving, Rams Packers. So was I muted? I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Now you can. You can hear me now.
I don't know what happened.
I do. I know exactly what happened, but I'm not going to tell you. I hit a wrong button. Okay, I hit a wrong button.
Yes. So it's all Mike's fault. Finally, it's not my fault. Anyway, yes, so we're doing much more watch-alongs. So we do college football watch-alongs as well. We really enjoy doing a college football playoff game. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely.
we do plenty of watch-alongs, and we can't ever do a game that goes 18 innings again.
No, let's not unless we absolutely have to. Let's not do that.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Hey, we certainly do appreciate you. I am not 100% sure why I'm gonna. Yeah, I don't know how this is gonna work because I wasn't here to get the update on all of this stuff as far as ending this thing. So
I blame Mr. First Down.
Yes, why not?
I'm gonna blame him. And it's the ginger. Somebody. The ginger is causing problems.
Absolutely. All right, so I'm going to try to do this here. Let me see if it'll work. Okay. Hey, because I'm not real sure if this is going to work or not, I want to go ahead and do our intro out. We certainly appreciate all of you guys being with us here on the Lights Out Sports Podcast. Thank you all very much. We'll see you next Tuesday night. Same time, same place. It will not be with the All-Star game, obviously, but we will talk a lot of baseball. We'll talk some more football, and we might even get into a little college football. It's about that time. So
I can't wait.
I know it. I can't wait either. We will see you soon. In fact, it'll be next Tuesday at this time. Cheese, anything you want to add to the end of the broadcast, buddy?
Well, no.
Okay. All right, buddy. Hey, we certainly appreciate all of you. Thank you all very much. And of course, as we always say at the end of every one of these broadcasts, the only thing that's fair in life is a baseball hit between the first and third base lines. Good evening, everyone.